change. That's exactly the way I've depicted it.
I hit multiple wrong buttons on this one because guess what?
Okay.
My Stream Deck is scene changer's not working. What a day! Oh my gosh! So I gotta manually do it now with click. So what was it? Yeah.
Oh, you have it already. Wow, I haven't even tried it yet. I realized
The Crookerrow has some really scandalous lore in it.
It's in there. It's in that book.
Scandalous.
It's spoilerish, I would say.
Good. If it's in that book, Mike.
Then you need to talk about it tonight. Yep.
Oh, that's next week. That's next week.
Next week. Okay, next week. Review next week. Yep.
I don't even know if I want to bring it up because it might take over the chat.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. No one's brought that up.
And then we'll just go off on.
Huh.
Yeah.
No one has brought that up. I don't know what button to hit next.
Yeah.
To this one. Wow.
It's only scandalous to us Greyhawk diehards who know the history of the crook.
Oh, okay.
All right, and it's a side effect of the crook.
Yeah, so for newbies
this book
that
has
have been around.
implemented.
Good evening. Can you hear us?
I think we are audio already. Yep.
Oh, hey.
Yep.
I'm gonna start.
We can have some teasers for next week. Yep. Oh, David is already in chat. David,
Yes, I think so.
Yep. Hey, David.
Morpheus is already in, so just making sure everything's working here.
Firsties. Yeah.
Hey, Zytec, hey, DM, you guys can hear us? Can you please tell me something you can hear us, so that I don't. It's been one of those days where everything's breaking on me, or I'm just breaking things. Could be me breaking things. Yep, good, awesome. Thanks, David. Oh, see, that's wrong. Oh, it should say thank you. It should say, so I must have gone back to a previous earlier one, and I didn't change that. See, man, I am a mess today. I am a mess. I am a mess, a mess, a mess. I'm drawing a blank now. Do I go, 8?
It's okay.
There we go.
It's
Because I have colored button. See, I make it too easy on myself. I was like, just look at the colored button with the logo and press that.
Put numbers on them. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah. It's bad. Do it to myself. Whew. So we gotta keep a Gary lookout.
Oh, he's coming. Hopefully, yeah.
Gary sighting.
Yep.
What we used to do is you'd have to boot up Gary and install him
Yeah.
because he's
Then
web.
you have to lure him into chat by doing an irresistible topic.
Right. You gotta hook him.
Yep.
If you're lucky, then he would stay active for
Yep.
5 minutes.
Yep. And he's in here is awesome.
I am discording Gary saying don't try to log on between 8:50 and 9:10 because it'll just sit there.
So Anna, did you see the talk in the Greyhawk Online Discord about the name of the body of water next to Monmouth?
Yeah, I saw that and it went on for
I
like
haven't yet.
it was
I
a
have
huge.
so many updates and stuff.
It was a huge chat, and it's still going on about the two names and stuff.
Okay, any remember?
Hey Patrick, what's up, man?
Right.
I need to check that.
On one side, I have the Bay of Java because that's where the Java comes out, and then on the other side, I can just call it Toli Bay after Toli. My reasoning being, the Toli were around longer; they would have been the first to land.
Yeah, I don't have any names for the water there, so that would be perfect. You have some names to add.
Yeah,
I haven't found any names.
And then someone had suggested calling it a sound. I'm fine with that. I mean, how many bays can you have in one area? You know, kind of mix it up a little.
So Dave DM22 says your pick settled that one.
Well, yeah.
That's good.
Oh yes,
That's
yes, yeah. Congratulations. Yep.
yeah.
So-
I'm sorry I haven't answered that one. I need to look. I haven't looked at my map yet. I had so many blog posts and emails and stuff to answer today, so to get everything sorted.
Happy Wednesday, Will. So now I
it's
gotta
coming. Yep.
manually press a button again. Wait a minute. Boom. So you always think you check everything. I gotta check the shout-outs here.
Yep.
All right, well, I'm gonna check the shout-outs with you. Oh, good, it works. What's up? So, by the way, let's hop back to Infinite Dimensions, who had a great giveaway last night. The second button there, the Kickstarter button, is their late backer Kickstarter. So, awesome. Hey, Patrick, I'm going to give away one of your treasures of Greyhawk tonight, too. A little Thanksgiving surprise here. So, yeah. Awesome. So you can still get on that fantastic backer of that with a late backer. Boom, boom. All right. Once again, might as well not even go to the stream button page on my Stream Deck because it's not working.
So we have to get this started.
Yeah, a little bit, DM. But this is This is I own the royalty to it. So I know. Yeah, Caress of Steel was a strange album, wasn't it? It was like ahead of its time, but it was like not like the guys when they toured with Kiss. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley go, "What the hell's this?" Yeah, I watched that documentary on it. Yeah. All right, here we go. Boom, we go into it. That's it. All right. Hopefully I don't get too sappy on everyone tonight with the topic name. Crank up a little what you're thankful for with D&D and Greyhawk, and plus some holidays. Yeah, but they were two nice guys to say that, Dave. They weren't that kind of guys. Do the holidays make me sappy? No, no, not really. But what you're thankful for, May, Will, you know. What's my favorite holiday movie? Oh, come on, that's so easy. Die Hard. Right, Mike?
Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Christmas movie. Yep.
I fell right into that one.
Isn't 1 and 2 both Christmas?
I think so. Yeah. So long ago since I saw them, but I think
Oh, a serious Christmas movie? Oh, don't even, oh my God, man. Love Will, please. Ugh.
Oh, but I love that. I love that because it's so silly and
Yeah, it's not
over the top. But I love
Isn't
Love
Andrew
Actually.
Lincoln the Walking Dead guy in that? I think he is.
There's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love it because it's so over the top. They're not even shy about it. They don't take it seriously.
I'm coming on now because
And
this is
it's
getting.
British
Oh,
and stuff. So Love Actually, I love it.
oh man.
Um,
So if yeah, exactly, Dave. So if you got to know, I always like because it's my age group. It's almost as many years old as me, and that's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is probably my favorite. There you go. Okay, you
Yeah,
happy now, Will?
Yeah, I'm
So-
so glad, Will, that you're with me on that one. I love Actually too.
Oh.
It's over the top and it's British and it's funny.
I love Over the Top more than I love Actually.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm kidding, Anna.
No, but it's kind of it's the old rock star. He's awesome. Yep.
How's everyone tonight? Oh my gosh, what a fun! This is going to be a fun one, and I want everyone please share your thoughts on this one. We're just going to talk. What you're thankful for, Greyhawk, D&D, and some holidays. This may overlap with what we did in calendar, right, Mike? But that's all right.
Yeah.
Calendar was
we've
a
done
long
couple
time
of
ago.
calendars over the years, but it's
Yeah.
it's Thanksgiving, so it's,
That was over 40
another one.
episodes ago. Now we're showing how long we've been doing this on this
That's
channel.
true. That was wow,
It was number
yeah.
35, and now
Oh,
we're
wow.
on 76. Yeah, so never the age, always the mileage. Exactly. So, if anyone watched last night, I had the worst time ever with Wild Mage last night. I'll just talk about that real quick, and I can, it's actually good because then you see how volatile something is in your game, and blowing up your own troops, a fizzling, devastating spell, falling in your own pit and dying. What a night it was for that character, and but it was a fun one. And Sean Reynolds, Crossbows and Crossbones, fit really well. Thanks, Patrick, for that. For Rich, fits really well into the campaign, and I see now what he was trying to do with that. It was an introduction to the slavers in general. So I kind of twisted it a little bit to make it, they were coming. I mean, it was up in Oars. They're coming so far north. I mean, that's 10 miles away from Hardby. So that's pretty brazen of them to come that far north. And that was how I kind of spun it a little bit differently. But it was cool. And I know Sean liked it, that I was doing it. He posted a lot of likes and retweets and stuff on Twitter. So
nice.
yeah, that was cool. Definitely. And then I told Anna, I got in the last 3 days, I got Stephen Randy McFarlane, Wolfgang, and Alyssa Faden out of the blue. Followed me on Instagram, which was really cool. So it was good to see. So trying to get all those people together and see some things. So we're good, Mike. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say you're not some rando asking to friend someone now. They actually know who you are.
Yeah,
You're getting noticed for good reason.
Well,
Yeah.
we are all getting noticed. The community's getting noticed, and and before I want to say that I'm thankful for that. Really am. If we want to go there with thankfuls, and I'm thankful for this right up in front of us, and we'll talk about it at the end of the night. It's going to take on a life of its own. I think this virtual Greyhawk Adventures. By the way, everyone loves the name, so yes, Will.
Yeah, great big.
Yes. We had Greyhawk Alliance, then Will convinced us to change it to Greyhawk Realms. Then everyone said, that sounds like Forgotten Realms, change that. So then we went to Greyhawk Adventures,
That was
which
me
is...
who started
yeah, that was you.
yapping about that one.
Trademark.
And then that went, and then the good thing about that was, that's Will's Facebook page name, right? So...
Oh, okay.
So he kind of,
You get some free publicity here.
Yeah, we've already had signups. So, and Dickerus from Zeef, right? He's already put 2 events in. Scott Casper's excited. Scott said, I've missed GaryCon the last 2 years. I ain't missing it this year. What do you need from me? And so we've been talking. And so, oh, here comes Blue Box in.
Here you go.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, John? Thank you so very much.
Yep. You had a good show. Yep.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I didn't participate more. I have half of a ripped contact in the bottom of my eyelid here, driving me crazy. I can't get it out. It's really insane.
Oh,
Yeah.
But so Scott Casper's excited. I submitted our Ask the X. They extended the hours. I expanded our Ask the Experts one that we did. It's called Ask the Experts and Campaign Questions. So I want DMs like John and a couple other channels to come on, and you can answer specific questions about their campaign too. And that's on Sunday night. They expanded that out. We got all these channels coming in to participate. So it's really looking exciting. Really, really exciting. So I'm just bloviating here a little bit, everyone. So, but thanks. So for coming on tonight, let's have a little fun with this. This is what are you thankful for in D&D and Greyhawk and holidays? Gary Julian will probably be visiting us shortly. And please note, I will disappear between 8:50 and 9:10. I won't say why, but some of you parents can figure probably out what that's all about. So if you have kids, you probably understand. So thank you so very much for all the fun. What's that? I wish you all the luck in the world. Oh, it's going to be a madness, absolute madness. Yep. So, I'm going to hit you up a second time there, John. Please, I know all you came in from John's stream. If you're on this channel now, you haven't followed John, please follow Blue Box. They're doing fantastic job, fantastic work. I'd love to see him get to 1,000 by the end of the year, followers. I mean, we should be able to do that really easily. You know, let's get them up there to that. Are you thankful for OSR bringing new fans to the old school game and Greyhawk?
nice.
That's interesting, long shot. So when you think about that, you're talking about which OSR? You're talking about Alan Growe's in general? You're talking about old school gaming that I do, that or that John does, the little 3.5. Why don't you elaborate a little bit on that? So that's cool. He just hit 800. That's awesome. That's awesome,
Yep.
Rob.
Wow.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
Good to hear that they hit 800 followers. That's so fantastic. We're still cranking it up. A lot of people with my Thursday moved to Tuesday. Wednesday stayed the same. You know, it was a game night, so you know, we may have some people. Thankful for friendships found and help.
Ancient Gamer is definitely.
I have to set something up too. Of course, I forgot. I am a Civ today. I think it was because I got bombarded after I started posting all the new GaryCon stuff. Let's set the giveaway up. Okay, so I'm going to give away one of these. Normally don't do a giveaway on Legends of Lore, but we're going to do this tonight because of it's Thanksgiving. So we're going to give away another Treasures of Greyhawk. Okay, courtesy of Patrick. Yep. Get that out there. If you do not have this book, get it. All right, or win it tonight. Like I said, this is a reprint.
Instead, give away an old used copy, and then I can have the
I think that one is worth more than this one, in all honesty.
Yeah,
the original print there. So please sign up. Feel free to sign up for that and win that. Some great. We did a whole episode on Gabbin last Monday, it's a really nice series of modules.
Pretty popular one. Too,
great canon, great items, great stories. All short ones. You can fit them into any kind of adventure you want. Deep breath. Mike, tell us a little about holidays in general. What do you think?
Holidays
Greyhawk
in general?
holidays. Yeah, holidays of Greyhawk.
Well, my go-to source for holidays in Greyhawk would be Greyhawk The Adventure Begins. I think there's some really lengthy, descriptive accounts of the holidays in the city, which I guess by extension are commonly celebrated in the Flannis, at least the Oridian maybe lands or Sewer lands. I don't know.
Okay.
There's so many holidays, of course, but the one that always sticks in my head because that book.
Yeah.
My favorite because I've always played around with it on my comics is Need Fest.
Right.
When we get closer to the winter, I was like, joking that Need Fest is Christmas. I don't know if that's the exact comparison, but it's around the same time. And the other thing that's weird about Greyhawk holidays is there are specific holidays and holidays named after deities and whatnot. But I always, in actual gameplay, practical use, the only holidays that me and my players have ever used are the festivals. The 1 week festivals that come, Mead Fest, Brew Fest, and so forth. And that might have been because I was just too lazy to develop actual specific
I
holidays.
I don't know if this is a Zavoda index or not. Calendar by Kent Mathewson, text by Joe Katzman and Jason Saunders.
That's a very old calendar.
Yeah, but it has a lot of stuff in it. I don't know where I got it from. I don't know, but I'm willing to share this.
I used to marvel at that. I'm like, where do they come up with all that? Are these like player creations?
There are some great ones in here, and it goes over. It really goes to. It starts and goes through the entire list. Now I have this scrolling through, and let's go to the calendar here. Let me hit back to this.
Yeah, I've collected them too.
Whoops. Here's the calendar. Let me actually put it on a stop so it stays there. All right. So you got your calendar of Greyhawk here. Now here's the thing. Unlike on real world, it doesn't change year to year, right? So you don't have to worry about leap years. You don't have to worry about
the same.
Which
that's
is
the
very
good part.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right?
The bad thing is that it's not the real calendar, so you can't use any calendars that are built in any tools that you are happen to want to use. That's the bad part.
Right.
But
True.
I both love and hate the Greyhawk calendar for that.
I have to digress real quick here. If you know my players and you know my game, can you imagine me adding this in to my?
But I only add it for flavor and stuff, meaning there are certain things that happens in the world every God's Day, for instance, and then there are certain things that happen certain days of the year, and silly small things like the Velverdiva fishing festival that goes on, and kind of cool little things that a lot of cool things that others have invented that are picked up over the years, and then things I've invented myself.
Which is cool, and there's a lot of room to invent festivals, and there's a lot of room to invent holidays in Greyhawk, and I think I think it gets overlooked during the course of roleplay a lot.
Oh yeah, because that's part of the what's going on in the world. But it depends on if you just run modules and don't think about it that way, then you can skip this dimension. But if you run an ongoing campaign, more sandbox style, this is important in order to. Otherwise, every day seems to be the same, and so weather and calendars are the two things that I think add sprinkles in some variation and stuff that kind of.
Please explain, one of you or both, why it doesn't change year to year and how it's set up.
Hang on a second here. That's from the
28 days in a month, right?
Yeah, 28 days a month, and the hang on a second here. I need to.
Yeah, and correct. Well, Dark Night on Good Month the 11th. Yeah, it's the double. It's the you got a double whammy on phases there, because you have your two moons, Luna and Selene, and Selene is a quarterly, Luna is monthly, and that's how that works. So and you have 28. You have a 28-day month, but then you have these four. Festival weeks.
Yes, that's because both moons are full. Those in the middle of each of these weeks.
7 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, the 13th month split into the beginning of each of the
exactly.
seasons.
Yep, that's what they do. So so they have these weeks are effectively calendar-wise they are the week-long month. So there's like 16 months in the year. If you want to put it into some sort of tool.
Yeah, he's got that backwards actually, Mac. The dark is a full moon, and the light is a I believe that's high summer.
Those calendars are
oh yeah, that's right. It's a double dark. Yeah, he's right.
So,
it's a double dark.
Yeah. So I always put it in like full and new, and I type it out in my calendar, so I should know because these symbols are difficult.
So you have Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just trying to read what he typed.
You have
I'll
Fire
throw,
Seek, Radiant, and Cold Even,
okay.
and if you notice, winter's only 2 months long in this area of Earth, the Flaness area.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's like it's probably from the Great Kingdom and city of Greyhawk and stuff. If you
Dark as
go
new moon,
further up
white as
north,
full moon. Yeah, I thought so. There, Katana.
yeah.
Thank you for that clarification. Absolutely. Oh, you did. Well, that's good. I'm glad to see that you did that. And if if you have other ones and you want to hop on, you're welcome to tonight because we're gonna mull through this pretty.
Yeah.
You're more than
You
welcome
know,
to hop on and assist.
I don't know if I'm in the minority here, but I've never really been interested in Orth's moon phases. I almost never address it in my games.
I've used it for various effect like entropy and summonings and other magic effects. It's like in
Yeah,
Selene, for
never.
instance, there are every festival when Selene is full, then there are certain magical things that happens. There are gates, whole areas become transitional planes between the Feywild
Yeah,
and so you can get lost and then you can end up in the Feywild. So elves and
I
Fey, they are out
dig that.
everywhere, but normal people stay away because after you might go into some trees, whatever, and then the next day you're when this not Selene is not full, you're lost
I
in
ha-
some world.
yeah. I
Yeah.
just a question just came up. It's not a question. It's a statement. I'm going to turn it into a question. I don't know how to handle this. How do you handle
Uh,
Lycanthropes with 2 moons?
I don't use them. That's what I do.
So I do. Some of them are tied to both moons. Some of them are tied to one or the
Yeah.
other.
Okay, it's a
And
good
so
point.
I usually take
Good,
that
good
most
one. Good one, Dan.
lycanthropy is kind of human centric. So I take it that the Selene is a Fey moon. So Fey creatures and stuff are
Okay.
much more tied to it, and the Luna is
That's great.
rest. But then there are some other creatures that are simply say there is a full moon and that's it, so to speak. So
Okay.
so vampires and whatnot and others that kind of they're okay, not either or, so to speak. But there are some creatures that are like the Fae are really tied to Selene, so that opens up certain things. So they pop out and fairy dragons and stuff. They love it when they're out there
Great bait. Yes.
throwing mischief and stuff.
The where at is tied to Luna, according to Ashur, and that's a
Okay,
good
yeah.
point. Why is that, Dale? Can you tell us? That's a good point. Why would that? Like, what would a fox? Well, fox women's can change at will,
Yeah.
and also like about I don't know about where sharks, but I'm assuming where boars, where bears, where wolves all could have to change.
Yeah, I think
On
you set it up per where culture, so to speak, which one they're tied to,
okay,
or both. Yeah, but it doesn't matter much because Selene is full 4 times a year when Luna is full. So it
double
can,
whammy. Yeah.
yeah. So it's a double whammy. So if they're both, then it doesn't add anything. So it's simply that during the festivals, it's full. You get a full whammy of everything. Everybody who is tied to the moon, full moon of some sort, are out and about.
So Big Mac wants to know, Anna, if you have worked out
Yeah.
the Neep and King Tide dates for Greyhawk.
No, I haven't, but that's one of the things that is high on the list for my climate thing. So when I'm that's something I want to do in spring because I want to place the continents and I want to have you have the sea level, the currents and the tides. So and then when I kind of get that into because the tides are geographically depending on how the geography looks like that and the how the currents flow, that depends or kind of determines where the floods are, and then you have to look at the moons to figure out when they are the biggest, so to speak. But first you need to know where they go big generally in order to know where they go extra big, so to speak. So
Okay.
yep, so it's on my to-do list. Yep.
And there's I'm digressing again. There's a lot to do on everyone's to-do list,
Yeah.
and it seems like we're actually like Cannon Fire is actually getting a lot of it accomplished.
Yep.
Which is
Yeah.
great. I know Dave DM is working on that distance travel chart and
Yep.
all the Cannon Fire greatness on the cards for every location. Rich, I apologize. I owe you 3. I have a clear weekend coming where I
Yep.
was going to attempt to get to one today, and I got slammed after I put out everything on the GaryCon, and then we had this issue where no one could sign up on the GaryCon events because the times weren't coming up, but it's been resolved. So we got some stuff fixed. So photography to extrapolate a whole almanac of sunrise, darkness, moon phases, base temperatures. Wow! But
Yep.
then I don't have much of a
It's
life.
oh, but that was awesome work, Gaetano. That was
Yeah.
fantastic. Yep.
So Gaetano has these. When I met Gaetano, and Anna and I did at and Gaetano played in both my games at PAX Unplugged last year. Gaetano has these little booklets, and they're like they're like my books, but they're like detailed little carry around things. I was like, how many of those you have? He's like, oh. How many you got of those, man? We got 700 pages. It's there you go. So it's
Yeah.
all that's awesome. Customized 700, and that's the dedication you'll see, and that's something that I'll say I'm thankful for is everyone who's here, viewers, us, are dedicated to the game, which is really,
Yeah.
you look at it in real life, it's kind of a crazy thing. You know, you have a passion for it.
Yeah,
You know,
but it's so much fun because we have so many different specialities that tie into each other, and
Yeah.
as long as we talk and inspire each other,
Yeah.
we will all
Yeah.
the whole community will benefit more from the combined effort, so to speak. And I just love it. It's that's something when it comes to my that's become my de facto job now. This is the and also my passion. This is what I'm really most thankful for is the awesome community of fantastic people that are so much fun and doing so much awesome stuff and inspire me every day. It's great. And I'm active in other and kind of peek into other communities, and they are not anywhere near as wonderful as the Greyhawk community.
And I think that is what my hope is for two things. For the fundraiser coming up, and that we crush the $2,500,
Yeah.
which will be over 2 full days now, right? With no
Yeah.
middle of the night stuff this year. We crush that, and then the secondly is for GaryCon. I got a lot of people. Last night during the stream, Arhiminen, he's like, yeah, I'm an affiliate. I don't stream a lot, but I'm an affiliate, and I'm in New Zealand. Does that help? I'm like, hell yeah. Oh my God!
You can fill a spot
You can
there.
fill the middle of the night for us there, man. Hey, what's up there, George? And here's another thing, like I'm excited about and I'm thankful for. So George, Lexfire, George did that disc. Remember that disc we showed you? And now George is like taking the reins behind where Bill is, and he's doing his crafts now, and he's showing them. So it's awesome. So hopefully he got some inspiration from what Bill, my friend, has done, and is now doing his own crafts, and is going to get a 3D printer too down the road, right? So I'm grateful for the Kiwis there too. Yeah, you betcha. I'm grateful for the Aussies and the Kiwis when it comes to this, and maybe some, we got Skagith, but we need a couple. We need Oranir. We need a couple other of them, the Europeans too. So that's it. Cool, man. Good to hear. Good to hear. I told you I'm gonna bounce around tonight because I'm like fired up. So with this, and if you see me do this, did I say this already to the audience? I have half of a ripped contact in my eye. So when you pull out these daily disposables somehow, and it's stuck underneath my eyelid, and it's driving me crazy, but I'll get it out eventually. So I'll be like this all night. So
I have never tried to put a contact.
I don't have a weird twitch or anything like that. So. I really, when you look at the charts, why do you think, is it because of where it is with the equator? Because there's a lot, the land of black ice and the barbarian lands are up, but why is there only 2 months of winter? And they have low summer and high summer.
Good question.
Yeah. One reason is that the actual tilt of Earth is larger than the normal. I think it's like 23 degrees on Earth, the real where we live, and it's 30 degrees on Earth. That means that seasons are stronger. So that is one reason, and the other reason is that it's probably just due to some climatological influences that we don't really know. But actually, the Flanice is located on average fairly south, so to speak. It's more like the United States than Europe geographically, because the Pomage and down southern like Sundi and so that's down in the desert zone when it comes to on average. But also the since you have each zone is more condensed because the tilting is larger, so the polar regions get larger, but they also vary. So the summer temperatures up north are warmer and the
Okay.
winter temperatures are colder. So the up north are probably more like it's like inland climate. Like you can have warm and sunny for a few months, and then you'll have brutally cold winters for a few months, and then spring in between. So that makes the seasons are more extreme due to a higher actual tilt than we have on our real world, so to speak.
Don't want to go off on an astrophysics discussion here, but
Yep.
does this is gonna? Hopefully, this isn't a dumb question. Anna's an expert on this. Like Mars,
Yeah.
does Earth (OERTH) axis fluctuate back and forth at all?
That we don't know. I haven't seen anything
Okay.
about it, but that's something you can put in, especially if you want to have things like you can have cool ice ages that comes every 50,000 years or whatever you want. So that's one of the interesting, like think Game of Thrones when you have like winter is coming. If you want that kind of theme in your campaign, that the land of black ice advances south every 10,000 years or something like that, you can kind of, and that is now coming. So in 2 years time, they will start advancing like crazy, and so you can kind of, yeah, it's, I think it's called declination, and there's various other things. But
Oh,
since it's a fantasy world, you can have it different, meaning some say that Earth actually or the sun, the Earth is in the middle and everything orbits around Earth, so you can tweak it any way you like, because it's a fantasy world, so you can do, physics doesn't necessarily have to, and then astronomy doesn't have to work like in the real world. So you could, but there are a lot of intriguing possibilities you can play with if you want to introduce elements like a coming long winter, or a devastating drought, and it turns into a sunburned hellscape for 100 years or for just 10 years, and then it slowly comes back again, and you have to emigrate and you have to escape or stop it or whatever. So there are interesting possibilities where you can use stuff like that in your game if you want to. Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure because I know there's a lot of technical stuff that has been
Yeah.
discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
You know,
And Gaetano, yeah, you have right. The 30-degree tilt is mentioned in various places. I don't know where it came from originally, but there are several good articles about it. So yeah.
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that makes sense. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the temperate zone on Earth will be smaller than on in our real world, have a larger temperate area, and in Earth that will be compacted a little bit, and the temperate that will be the winters will be brutally cold further south, and then it will kind of, the tropics will stay where they are and expand a little bit, because the tropics actually will move north, so the temperate area and the desert areas will be slightly condensed, so to speak, and so around the equator and the poles there will be larger areas where the tropics will expand a little bit and the poles will expand
so you're saying the
significantly.
temperature's less. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the
Interesting.
effect, and I've asked and
Physical geography.
listened in, and there's some great
Sorry.
YouTube videos on fantasy world building that takes this in account when they talk to
There's
people
Gary.
that do geography and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
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 So Gary says 30 degree is ultra canon, 33 box set reference. There you go.
Yep.
Cool. And
Yep.
I know we got off track here, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a good discussion here, because
Yeah.
when you look at this, and I've had this up for a while, 6 months of summer.
Oh yeah. But it's also how you define it. Meaning in America, people say the summer is from midsummer, or like June, July. It's certain calendar years. In Sweden, we say summer is where the temperature is more than 10 degrees Celsius on average for more than a week. Then you have summer. So you can define it either
Climate
by
change.
calendar, or you can define it by temperature, or between holiday so and holiday so is summer. So yeah.
I think you have to make the orbit circular too for simplicity too, Big Mac,
Yes.
because
Oh yeah.
if you have ellipses and all that stuff, you're getting
Yeah.
into some really hardcore physics,
Yeah.
and then this whole
Yeah.
calendar should change. You know, everything
Yeah.
should change.
Yeah.
And then we're playing Traveler.
Then
Yeah.
we're playing Traveler. We're playing
Yeah.
we're playing Firefly.
Yeah, and this is the
Yeah.
kind of world building that is, if you as a DM want to indulge yourself in it, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But don't expect your players to be interested in it, and only use it as flavor to sprinkle in. Don't demand that, unless there is a player who plays a character that is an astronomer and or astrologist or something, and there's like things happening in the sky that that character in the party has to resolve something or whatever. So you can use it as a sort of prop in your games, but don't let it ruin the day for the players, so to speak. But
Right.
always world build a little bit more than what your players will ever ask for. That's my general rule. And then I always world build more than that. But that, I think for a good game, you should always world build a little bit more than what your players will ever ask for. That will make a believable world at the level where your players expect it and demand it, so to speak.
Whew. All right.
Sorry, that was
This is good.
Yeah,
It's
good. It's good. It's good. So I have we have the 4 base festival weeks, right? That's basically what they're called. You have Need Fest, which is in the winter, which is like I guess first of the year, right? And
No, it's actually last of the year.
It's
I
last of the
checked
year.
it.
Well,
Yeah,
how
it's the
come it
last-
shows at the top of this then? Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
gosh.
because Fireseek starts at month 1.
Yeah.
So I don't like the
assume
way this
that
calendar's
Need Fest
set.
is the last. Yeah,
You're
I've
right.
seen both. Yeah. So I made that. So Need Fest, that ends the year, so to speak, with Need Fest, and then you have
It's
Fireseek.
Christmas and New Year's all rolled into
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any notable during this time, which we're approaching soon, is any notable holidays from any places that you're aware of?
That's one that Gary loves in Reading as month 2 on it starts with on the first star day or Reading first. There's the Festival of Bane.
Festival of St. Bane. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
What's that about? Because St. Bane isn't. St. Bane. Oh, yeah. One of these saints from the Saint article from Scott Benny originally.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's the Festival
What-
of St. Bane. So yep.
Should we, yeah. If he hops on, we'll let him discuss that one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And the attempts to turn undead that day receives +1 bonus.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I guess that you can tweak that depending on what edition of the game you're running and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Christmas, but with evil undead and no presents. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly it.
Yeah.
So hence, Die Hard. Just kidding.
Yeah.
So
And then the week after, on the 10th, the Moon Day, the 10th, there's the Snowdrop Festival.
where's that at held?
That is masks are worn to sort of all-day party, and dusk clothing is exchanged between. Oh yeah, it's one of these kind of weird things that you're supposed to go out and have fun in the
snow?
so to speak. Yes,
With
yeah,
masks.
it's always there's a lot of stuff like that, but I think it ties into old pagan traditions from Europe and stuff. There's a lot of that built in. So, but it doesn't say where it comes from. So I guess it needs to be fairly up north, because snowdrops is the first flower that comes in spring when there's still snow around. So I can imagine way up north you have it. So among the nomads and the barbarians and stuff. So,
And of course, you have Hearts Day in Reading.
Yes.
Oh,
Of course you have the
I have to
14th.
remember that now and
Yeah.
use that in my campaign.
Oh,
I really do.
yes.
Oh,
It's fantastic.
there was a
Yeah.
lot of bizarre discussion going on early on in the game last night by a couple of the characters. One of Alan's characters has split personalities from being abused for an elf with 16 to 18 different. Oh, what a mess that character is. Yeah. So that was we could have had some
Yeah.
Hearts Day, a vampire's holiday. Yeah. We're not going to talk about. No, we have a surprise for next week. We'll wait till the announcements for that surprise. So, yeah, it'll be funny. So okay, so there are ripped off holidays as we know. Hearts Day
Oh
is
yeah, there's
is one of
lots
them.
of them. Yep.
Yeah, we got Hearts Day. We don't know about the Snowdrop Festival. Mike, you
Yeah.
have any in the winter that you know that you like,
Winter.
or Need Fest itself?
Well, I think a lot of these holidays fall in the festivals,
Yeah, these.
like
Okay,
Feast of Fools.
okay. I have Need. Oh my gosh, Need Fest. Are you kidding me? They ripped off something from Philly.
Uh-oh.
Mummergin. Are you kidding me? The Mummers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Begins with Mummergin. People wear disguises to try to remain unrecognized in order to celebrate the wondrous and strange. It's the Mummer Spree. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That
Yeah.
effect the
We
magic
see.
and magical creatures have in the world.
Yeah.
One exception
Yeah.
is the Empire of Ayus, which holds a variant play in which the evil lord fights good and wins. Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Yep.
They ripped off the Mummers. Who did? Gary, do you know who did that? I have to smack him
Yep.
a little bit for
They
that.
yeah
So.
they have, but they have in cold even.
Yeah,
There's
Katana, you're right in
this,
Philly. And so's Antiquitous. We're all right here. I thought you meant Hearts Day, a
Hearts
celebration
Day.
holy in the land of Fur and celebrating ancient traditions of local Iridians. Well, Hearts Day is, I'm assuming, yeah, it's your loves and things like that. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, I
Speaking of the
just
Knights of the Heart,
yeah. That's an ironic. Yeah, that's a double entendre, right? So yeah, so
I'd also like to point out, it just popped in my head, the Knights of the Heart is also a horn society,
yes.
yeah,
sort of.
that's true with
Yeah.
antlers.
That exactly. That took it from yeah. That's a
They are
wonderful
a
analogy. It's kind of they're taking the old tradition and just renewed it and taking over. So
So Crunk Lord, is that idea from be honest? Is that idea from the first Riddick movie? Be honest, where that goes pitch black, right? So very slow solar eclipse lasting 3 days that happens once every few thousand years.
okay.
Yeah, if you ever
Maybe
watch
it could be the. I'm sorry, I'm reading the
Yeah,
chat.
go ahead.
I was like, Mummy's Day, not Mummers.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny. But I went to the back. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
look at
But
that.
there's the on
Mummergin.
cold even the 11th, the Luna is full, and that's when the festival of the blood moon.
So that's in cold even. So we're
Yep.
we're
On month
we're in,
third,
okay. We're
third
still in that
month
first
spring.
quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And festival of the blood moon, sacred to worshippers of Nerul and most lawful evil cults.
Blood Moon.
So you're getting the Horn Society is going to be having that one going.
I think yep. I think that's the.
Do they celebrate that or do they rue that?
I think
They
they
hate it.
celebrate, but on the other hand, I thought they were celebrating when the moon wasn't there. So when it was dark rather than the moon is out. But
I don't know about that because if you got to
Yeah.
take it in a role and the whole feel I get from them, they welcome lycanthropes is my guess.
that's true. They like the moonlight.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, where is this list of holidays compiled from, Gary? I have this. You know what? I'm going to try and link it to. Oh, I can't. I'm on a different computer. Shoot.
Yeah. But I collected from every time I found a mention
sec.
number, I just put it in Evernote, so I have a long list of stuff.
I
here.
have it.
I
Calendar
think
with
used to be-
Fest.
Yeah. Wasn't that on the Council of Greyhawk website way back in the
I
day?
think there's some in Word that they're mentioned here
Yeah.
and there in various documents that are like, oh, this
I'm
and
trying to
that
figure out how to
little
get
thing
it to 'em.
happens then and there, and then I just
People carried it
collected
on.
them over the years. Yeah.
So, Gary,
Yeah,
one more
like-
time. Yeah, this is compiled by Kent Matheson, text by Joe Katzman and Jason Saunders, 1994, modified by
that's
Mike
who had it.
Laseni, 95.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I got it. I think maybe Jason Zavoda helped me with this back in the day.
I think I
yeah.
collected. There are several versions of similar stuff, so I've taken that. Plus, that there are mentions in various modules and source books. There are things mentioned that are kind of take part certain days of the year. Like we have the Trappers Rendezvous in the last week of Cold Even.
Can you, Rich? Can you give that to Gary in Discord if you could, please? If you have that. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Yeah, this is really good. This compilation here, it's really good, and it goes by days. It shows like, like this Trapper's Rendezvous is looks like it's 5 days, 6 days, 5 or 6 days.
Yep.
So that's pretty neat.
Yep.
So where is that specifically held?
I don't think so. It doesn't say any specific. I guess it's general. Maybe it's
Forests,
Erdi
mountains.
or
Okay,
Iridian or something.
all
So
right,
yeah,
that's cool.
or maybe Flam. So that way it's part of old culture.
So please share what you're thankful for as well. Okay. Once again, I said this multiple times, but I'm so thankful for the community um, and everyone here. And I really felt it when you guys gave me the shield.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, and just
I'm definitely thankful for all the legends in
good.
our industry that we've got to meet here in the last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just unreal. It was like going to 10 conventions
Mm-hmm.
in a compressed amount of time. All the
Yeah.
people we've met.
So that is a great one, considering all the ones we had. And I'm going to Easter egg something. I am working with someone else to have a show. It'll be on a Gabbin. And I don't want people guessing. A top 5 of all time, like bigger than Len, legend on the show. Hopefully by the end of the year.
Oh, cool.
Well,
Yep.
it's not me because I'm not
Top 5, and you guys, it'll be coming out of left field because you never think this way because you don't know what the discussion topic's going to be. No, bigger than Rob Kuntz, Gaetano, bigger. So there you go.
Oh.
Yes, nope. That would be a good one. You got to think outside the box on this one. And no, it's not Joe Manganiello. No, it's not Jason Mewes. No, it's no
that's
actors.
pretty outside the box.
No, it's bigger than way bigger
Yeah.
than Darlene. Rob,
Okay.
way bigger. So.
Now I'm getting like, wow.
Oh, I didn't. No one knows. One person, maybe one other. The person that I'm planning this show with knows, and we've been chatting after he had.
That's awesome.
Don't harangue these people. After he had
keep
such
guessing, it's all a smoke screen. It's
Yeah.
going to be underwhelming. You watch. Baby Yoda.
Rich,
Right.
you're getting closer.
Oh,
Rich
yeah.
is very close.
Talk about
Ari
Rich.
Salvatore, he's very close. So this person was on Saturday Night with Anna and loved the game, and so I said, let's do a show about this. He's like, yes. Oh, by the way, I know this person. He's real good. I'm real good friends with this person. I'll get them. No problem. I'm like, really?
Rose Estes, you got it, guys. Well done.
Yeah.
No, you got to think outside the box on this one because you got to think about, So,
Is this
all right,
like
you guys.
Schroeder-
Oh, Seeker got it. Oh.
Ah,
There you go. I let the cat out of the bag. So, yes, Ed Greenwood.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes, it's been in the works. All right. So there we go. It's in the works. We're gonna have a. So hey, I can never keep a secret. So Eric Mengi and I are working on a show about Dark Elves and Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms Dark Elves.
That is fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there you go. How's that sound for you all?
hey, I could tell you about Ed Greenwood.
Yeah.
So we met Ed Greenwood at Gen Con several years ago.
Yeah.
And my Gamers Table podcast friends kind of got to know him for a while. And he used to, hasn't for a long time, but he used to text, or was it Twitter? It might have been Twitter. He used to communicate with some of my players while I was trying to run Greyhawk. I'm thinking, Ed Greenwood's interrupting my Greyhawk game. It was the weirdest thing.
And he put on a Gamers Table T-shirt and
Yeah.
wore that for
And he wore
several
our shirt
days, or at least the
around,
rest
yeah.
of the day at Gen Con and stuff. And that
But
was
we
awesome.
haven't really talked to him for a long time now.
So it'll be a thoughtful Dark Elf discussion. We'll contrast and we'll do all that. And there's no date set. So we're looking at end of the year or sometime in early 2021. Eric's got to work his magic. Eric is, Moonshay is huge on, right? And, he's got a lot of Dark Elf stuff. He
So-
loves Illustrate. So,
Next Thanksgiving, we can be grateful for Ed Greenwood.
yes. Yeah, that's a good one, Tim Navigator, on that. But so hopefully we'll have a lot more to be thankful for in 2021. So just when you brought up the legends, I couldn't help myself. Sorry, I got to get out of the bag, and hopefully it happens now. But so far, even
No,
if I
you want to keep the train rolling.
I got Bruce Cordell after a year and a half, right? thanks to help Josh Pop and all, we finally got Bruce Cordell, and I tried to get him for a year and a half. We got him, and it took us 9 months to get Len too for the first time, right, Anna? So try again, you know. So Seeker, it's okay, man.
If you could get any of those, if you could get some of them guys to be regular like Len was,
Oh my
that
gosh.
would be something.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're gonna have another Ask the Experts for. I just put it in
This is true.
for the end of Gary Con that Sunday night, and I put the same people in except I had to, it was sad I had to take Len's name out, but I kept Gary's name in, I kept Alan and Dennis's name in, and we're gonna it's called Ask the Experts and Campaigns. So where we want like John at Blue Box, me,
Nice.
a couple of their Carlos, and then people can ask questions about the campaigns too. So you know, there you go. So. Yes, that's funny, Rich. For a reasonable fee, Jim Wardle. Yeah, so there you go. So that's a good thing to be thankful for. And now Josh is going to beat me because
Well, shoot.
yeah, there
That's
you go.
the case. I get $5 for every time Casey's on the show.
So all right, so back to the discussion here, and I have to jump off. I will be here, but I have to jump off in between 7 and 8 minutes, and I'll be back right around 9:05. And Gary, if you're going to get on before then, so I can log you in. So I will mute my mic, and you guys can keep the show going for.
we have lots of
lots of
holidays to
stuff.
go over.
So please feel free to share what you're thankful for. Has he written any Greyhawk stuff? No, he hasn't. But the great thing is that we're going to do a contrast between Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms, which is cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. So Tom Wham win. Wow. There's a lot of those. We're working. We have a list. So we have a compiled list that Gary, Josh, Papana, and I have, and we target them. We shoot. We go wall and just see. So one or two like Ann Brown weren't so successful, but a lot of them have been. So we'll just keep on going. So Earl Otis is another great one. I want to get some artists on. Anna and I were talking about that. I want Wayne. My target for that. I love Wayne Reynolds' work. I'd love to get Wayne Reynolds on. So be another one to target. Yeah. So Easley too, right? Jeff Easley. That'd be a good one too. Yeah, absolutely. All right, back to this. Hopefully that, yeah. Oh, I love it, Mr. Gene. I always tell the story that I met him at Gen Con, and he does all the artwork in the Slavers, and I said, Wayne, I want to buy some of this original stuff. I don't care how much it is. I love it. I love all that. I love the Marquesa picture in there, right? I love the Slavers picture in there. I love everything he's done. And then he said, they're all just, you give the originals over, they're missing and destroyed. I'm like, oh my God. And that's the way it was back then. They didn't keep them. So what a shame. So please everyone take a look at Grape Ape's Kickstarter there for something he's doing. Please check it out and please help him out. All right. And you can link that again, Grape, if you want to later on as well. So, yeah, he's got a Kickstarter going for Castles and Crusades thing. And there you go, man. Definitely. Please patronize that. All right. So I'm counting down the time here. GrowFest. What Banapus? What the and Fool's Day? What the heck's Banapus?
It's known looser among the Bakluni sect who consider it to be New Year's.
Oh.
Parties with presents exchanged considered everybody's birthday, not celebrated in Sul lands, who consider the celebration of anyone but one's actual birth date to be evidence of ignorance and barbarism. That's what I have on the Manapsis.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're looking at Z Effect Beer, even Ket, they worship. I do not know much about other religions. I'm a Presbyterian, sorry, and I'm really not hardcore. Is that how it is in the Muslim religion? Is the New Year's a different day?
Oh yeah, you have different calendars. You have the Gregorian and you have the Orthodox calendar. That's meaning the Orthodox like Russia and Eastern Europe and stuff. They have a New Year's at some other date. And then you have the Muslim year. It's completely different in some ways. The Chinese have a different New Year's. There are many different calendars, and some of them in some countries they use use the normal year for like writing your bills and doing all the regular stuff, but you still have a traditional New Year. I think that's what they do in China a lot. So you have you have like religious and traditional New Years, and then you can still use a normal. So we are kind of different, and our year has become the norm around the world when it comes to administrative stuff and so on. But then you have traditional other types of New Year's and stuff that comes. So yeah.
So Tori, we haven't. We're working on it. That's a target for 2021. Anna and I have talked about that. Artists, yeah, traditional.
Oh yeah,
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 oh
yeah.
yeah.
We
We're
want
gonna
to have
get
some
them.
artists and stuff. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna get them.
Yep.
Okay, I was saying earlier on that Alyssa Faden just followed me out of the blue
Yep.
on Instagram
Good one.
today.
Yep.
So I was like, cool. So
Yep.
it's and it's a good thing. Things are rolling along real well, and I'm glad to see that for the community as a whole. Fool's Day, well that's April Fool's. I'm assuming
Yeah.
ripped off.
And
Yeah.
on the fourth God's Day in Growth Fest is the St. Cuthbert's Day.
Okay.
Yep. And also the feast of Idora. I don't even know what that is really, but the very important for Atroa, Biori, Beret, and Ilana. So I guess it's old Flan Druidic kind of, and I get the sense that the festivals are from that age. They are like Elven, Flan, and stuff to begin with, and then they kind of become standard in the whole culture, I guess. In almost every culture.
Okay. Nice.
But that's my sense, so to speak.
On St. Cuthbert's Day, do they wear fancy hats?
I was going to say, is that Crumple Hat Day? Yeah, and wear your cudgel and your crumpled hat. So yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. So what? Go back here. What is Tanabat and planting?
No idea.
Okay.
It sounds on our back like Clunish. It's here.
Tanabat, also known as the Ullidamara's festival. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Legend has it that Ullidamara was entertained on this day by 7 lovely sisters. Who welcomed him in his guise as a minstrel and treated him royally. So impressed was he by their treatment and the wine that he revealed himself and offered to transport them to his halls, where to live in bliss forever.
So here's my question: Who ripped who off with the 7 sisters?
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that ripped off of the Forgotten Realms or whatever?
I don't exactly know where this comes from, but these things are collected over the years. So I didn't write this; someone else did.
Yeah, I know. This goes back to the 90s. This document. So
So it's kind of So it's the Laughing Rogues Day. So
he sounds like he was the man. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a fun god that kind of spice up things and makes it funny and stuff. So yeah. So it's on God's Day, the 11th of planting, and Luna is waning. Yep. So it's the day after, a week after full moon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So, all right, 4 minutes. I'm out. I'm temporarily gone just for 4 minutes. Hopefully, I don't crash the stream. But I'm gonna try something. I'm talking.
Now you.
Good. All right. At least I can press one button there, and I don't have to take my headset off. I just want to make sure that worked. If you hear me saying the F word multiple times, you'll understand that something. I'm like, Harnikia.
Yeah, that's dwarven rituals of cleansing the mountains. Ritual humanoid hunts conducted. Some humans, mountaineer rangers in particular, also celebrate Ula's hunt on that day, on those days. So
okay. So it's Ula and dwarves.
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
And then there is a St. Cuthbert's Day again in flock time on the 15th.
Yeah, I see that.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't even know what that. It's the day that start an attempts by the faithful to root out evil before dark night, or the Valpurgis, or whatever you call it. Yeah, that comes.
The purge.
Yeah, like Day of Dread, I call it, because I didn't want to call it Walpurgis because it's too kind of. But on the other hand, Cuthbert is also too kind of Christian real world. So yeah, so it's on the moon day, the 17th of flock time, because then there's no moon, so it's a dark night. So yeah.
Huh.
But it's weird because it's in the summer, so this is something they must celebrate south, not far north, because far north it will be not dark at all. So that meaning the darkest night should be in winter, not in summer. So I'm thinking about for my campaign to switch that, to take it, to figure out what day there is no moon in the winter and put it there, because in summertime, especially since the planet has such a big tilt, that means that there will be bright, even quite far down. There will be no dark nights in summer, but there are also very dark and dreary days in.
There's no
during.
double dark night in winter with the way this is set up. That's the issue. There's some in
Ah,
autumn
okay.
and spring.
Ah,
There's like
okay.
in Reading, there's a double dark, and in Ready Reet, there's a double dark with
Yeah,
both moons,
okay.
but there's
Okay, yeah,
not
and
in
yeah,
winter
so
because the way
this
this is
is,
set up.
and this is kind of springtime, so I guess it's okay. Yeah, so that's the darkest. So yeah.
Gary's having problems.
All right, so Gary,
Yeah.
this is what I'm going to tell you to do, man. If you're having issues, take your time, reboot your router,
Yep.
try that. A
Reboot
year for the laser dong man
Wow.
face melter. That's it. A year. That is
a year.
awesome. Thank you. If you were on last night, everyone, you saw the Naz 28 months straight. The longest
Whoa.
subscriber we have outside of my
Wow.
friends. So, hey, Crunk, thank you for the follow, too. So we reached our goal was 3350 for the month. We crushed that, and we're up to 3400. Thank you all once again. I'm extremely thankful for all the support that you show us, and
Yep.
I am going to make
Good
sure.
luck.
Here we go.
Yep.
Let me just make. I might as well go ahead of a point ahead here, and let's see if I can make myself disappear. Boom, boom. I just
Now
made you
you made
guys
us-
disappear. I
yeah,
made the
Oh,
world
we're
disappear.
gone.
Yeah, we.
Shoot,
Whoops.
Yep.
I gotta find my camera. All right, here we go.
You will miss this, so you just have to.
I can
put
still
some-
listen.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna still
but-
be listening. I just
Uh-huh.
gonna be.
Oh, you
Right.
concentrate on what you need to do.
Yeah,
and cut the microphone or
I will.
just be quiet.
I will.
Okay.
There you go. Keep on talking. I'm gonna
Yep.
mute my sound. I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Okay.
All right,
so,
cool.
So yeah. So we are in flock time. So
Flock time.
let's. Yep. So then we have that I call the Day of Dread, or you can call it Walpurgis, or the darkest night of the year and stuff. And that's when the Knights of the Fiends, and it goes under many different names. So that's when the turning undead are at a minus and stuff like that. So, and then we have Wheel Sun. Now we're getting closer to some, and then Wheel Sun is the big. It starts with a big week in Pale, with the Festival of the Blinding Light. Dedicated to Poultice, yeah, and that's the biggest festival of the year in Pale, with huge celebrations and sermons, and of course executions of heretics. Yep. So that's the first from first to the fourth. So it starts the first of the month, and then it culminates on God's Day on the 4th of Wheelson. And Luna is full, and Celine is waxing. And then we have Rich Fest, Midsummer, and that's so then we have the Festival of the Blue Moon and Midsummer Day and Sea Lord's Fest and a whole bunch of other stuff.
That's actually when one of my holidays is set.
Uh-huh. Cool.
I have.
What is that?
It's the one holiday in Ulm,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called the Najam Festival. I created this first.
Oh, awesome. I need to put it in. So Nayal's Festival?
So right there.
Nayam Festival. Okay,
Nayam,
awesome.
Nayam Festival. And it's kind of based around their horse culture and whatnot, and various just I'm trying to think. It's in one of my articles on Ulacan on Canaan Fire, but
I missed that one. Damn.
oh yeah,
That is fun.
anyhow, there's a big race during this festival, and whoever wins the race gets to hold at least for a year, gets to have the title of I forgot what, like Lord of 1,000 Horses or Commander of 1,000 Horses or something like that. It's a festival where all the tribes kind of get along.
And you race around the plateau of Ulakan.
They just kind of do a race. And
yeah, it's like 25, 30 miles or something like that, or 100 miles maybe, or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an endurance thing.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. So Nayam Festival.
And I just, I pegged that in Ridgefest, maybe because I didn't see any other holidays.
Oh, but midsummer, it's perfect to have it, I think. Yeah. Yeah. And then you turn undead at +4 on midsummer night.
4.
Well, or whatever you want to set.
Whatever the
what game system, but at least you good. And
I like that there's mechanics.
Exactly. You should,
because that at least gives you some incentive to remember the holiday for your character.
Yeah. And also that the in Pale they celebrated that earlier, so they're not that keen on Midsummer's Day. So yeah, it's probably more like old Flan stuff, and they want to probably be over that. They've gotten over it. So yeah.
Speaking of the Pale, I tried to find my copy of Fright at Trister. Could not find it. Maybe it's in the attic or something, but I usually pride myself on having all my Greyhawk stuff on the shelf.
Yeah.
I could not find that.
Yeah, sometimes I have so much stuff that I'm not really sure sometimes where it ends up. And that could be on my generic 3.5 shelves somewhere, because those are the biggest shelves when it comes to the number of
such
stuff.
a thin module that I'm sure it's like pressed in between something.
Exactly. It doesn't have a spine, so you can just, it's one of these soft covers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Thin. Okay, so then we have Reaping. I love the names of the months are so cool because they are telling, so to speak. They're kind of,
they tell you what's going on.
Yeah. And also the elven names, like Reaping is the normal name for the and the elven name is Fields.
Yeah, earlier you had an Ula dwarf holiday. I think it would be cool. Never occurred to me to have elven holidays, dwarf holidays, halfling holidays.
Oh,
maybe they are in there. I don't know.
Not that many, but I put them in like every festival. There is like some special areas that
I think halflings should have tons of holidays.
Exactly, because they want to have festivities and eat stuff like crazy. So yeah.
Why don't we have tons of elven or halfling holidays?
And in Reaping, I only have one special day, and that on the 25th, when Luna is full. It's Sotilian's Day.
Ooh.
Or also popularly known as Labor Day.
So
known as
people
St.
get the day
Ides
off.
or St. Idler.
Sotilian's is the goddess of comfort, I think. And so that would be a day where you don't work.
Yep.
Labor Day.
Yep, Sotilian's Day. Yep. So it's kind of fun that they ripped off real world holidays for some. Yeah, it's kind of fun. And then we have God month, the 10th of the month, and that starts with a cool one. Furyundi Veluna has the King's Festival, when they celebrate the King of Furyundi, and he entertains all the nobles and dignitaries and stuff like that. So he invites ambassadors and stuff like that.
That brings up a good point. An over king, a duke, whatever. Can't they pretty much just call a holiday whenever the hell they want?
Oh yeah, but they want to. This is, I guess, this is not for internal consumption. This is to do it outreach. It's a propaganda thing in order to it's for the king to formally do it in order to show people that the nobles have to come and bow and show their allegiance and stuff like that. It's one of these. It's like these protocol things you have in order for TV to be there today, and the formal signature, all the harsh negotiation and yelling and screaming and stuff like that has already happened. But it's the kind of the propaganda stuff, the thing that normal mortals should see and adhere to. So yeah, I take it it's that way. And it's also old tradition. It might have been something that they started to do in order to thwart the Rossies and back east. They kind of did it as a sign of showing their own independence and sovereignty and stuff and importance. Yeah.
Here's something. So most of the holidays we know of that are set in Flannis are, I would assume, Iridian holidays, right?
Yeah, or Flan, because you have
Or
I
Flan.
take yeah, exactly. I take it
Yeah.
that the actual
Because of the old
festivals
faith.
and the Day of Beery
All
and stuff
the
like that are
solstice type
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
What we don't have is what happened to all the Sewell culture holidays.
yeah.
That
But
empire was around for 5,000 years.
yeah, but on the other hand, they are probably more
Back.
relegated to Keel land and up north in the barbarian lands and stuff, because the Great Kingdom was probably keen on
I'm
getting
sure there's
rid of them.
one. I'm sure there's one. I just would like to know one that's like that
I
would
think there
be
are
distinctively Sewell.
yeah, that's true. There are some, I think, that are, if we go be only on the 10th, there is a bunch of months still left here. So I actually, I think I didn't get them in order here. So we'll see here. Yeah. So, but the miners fair on the 25th of God month, it's the miners fairs. I guess that's Ula or something. So I don't see it more. And then we have
Casey's back.
I'm back. It was almost impossible.
Okay,
I was trying to
yeah.
get something. Yeah.
Damn.
And they didn't work. Okay,
No,
sorry. Yep.
wasn't even close. I don't think.
Yeah.
So but that's all right.
Yeah.
I am undeterred.
Yeah.
So.
In Harvester, that is if you had the King's Festival with Veluna Forundi, then you have the Imperial Victory Festival. That's when the Aridians show their supremacy and celebrated in the former Great Kingdom to celebrate Aridi victories and conquests. Still celebrated in the North Kingdom, United Kingdom of Alyssa, and some other areas. And then we have a Bakluni festival at Raksha Bandhan, Bandhan or something like that. It's on the harvest of the 20th. Bakluni festival still celebrated in those lands and in Perlenland and Highfolk as well. A celebration of siblings, where bracelets and flower necklaces are made and traded along with sweets. For those who do not have siblings, a blood brother ceremony is sometimes performed among very close friends.
See, that's pretty cool. That is
blood brother,
a kind of festival that players could get into.
Yeah.
You know, if they have their characters bond and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
And the other festivals are cool too, because that's when you can have noble intrigue, you can have big bold dinners where politics and backstabbing.
Yeah, I created another holiday similar to
could be. And then we have Brewfest. Yeah.
Brewfest, yeah.
Fest of Venta. And you have the Regal Games in Yoldra.
So there you go.
Yep. And then we have Patchwall, and now comes the Bell Ringers Feast, a day to honor brotherhood in and between former Great Kingdom lands.
What where you on, Anna? What
we are on Patchwall.
Patchwall, okay.
Yep. And then we have Old Faith Festival of Lammas. There you have it. That's a flan thing. Yep. A festival to mark the annual wheat harvest. So you put it together for so the wheat harvest, and on this day it's customary to bring a loaf made from the new crop, which began to be harvested at Lammastide, which fall halfway point between summer solstice and autumn equinox. The description actually said September, but I'm going to get rid of that because so yeah. And then we have Vicaris, or however you pronounce that. That is also a flan thing that is celebrated in Geoff, Ulick states, and Old Faith areas. The borders of the spirit world grow thin this night, so people traditionally dress as spirits and cavort all night as fairies, and are
they cavort all night as fairies. Well, that is interesting.
Yeah, but that's what you do. It's like old style, meaning what Scandinavians do at midsummer and stuff like that. Yeah.
So Seeker says White Dwarf had some other sources have blood oath bond stuff like it back in the day.
Yeah.
I used it. Huh.
And
Cool.
then we have Ready Read, the 14, and that's the
There's 3 days, one after another. They got to be related. Remembrance, reflection, and retribution.
yes, yeah,
And then
those
Great Free
are
Day is after
yeah,
that.
those are the sacred followers of Tritherion. Yep, the Day of Remembrance, dedicated to those who died defending liberty, begins the festival. Day of Reflection for followers to reflect on their lives and their goals. And then Day of Retribution, where solemn oaths of vengeance are typically sworn against those deserving the same. Priests publicly judge disputes among the faithful, and special favor may be shown by the deity to those attempting a daring deed in the name of liberty. And then it ends with the Great Free Day that ends with the Day of Dedication. Yeah. And then there is the turning of the Shebar stone. Commemorates the feat of Shebar, a famous Oridian hero of awesome strength, also a way of clearing the land. The largest stone on the property is rolled towards the west. This holiday produced many injuries just in time for the Festival of Hope. Healing and atonement is offered, especially by priest of Pelor and also for Zodal, for whom this is the holiest day of the year. It has attained even greater significance of late as a festival for good, generally, especially among exile communities. So,
all right. Yeah. Does anyone use Zodal in their game?
I haven't. No, I haven't really.
I don't even think I use Zodal in my comic.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyone out there ever use Zodal?
So now I need to look it up. I've heard the name, but I don't think I've paid much attention to it.
Because I mean, we've used some I did not know the deity that Jose Ortiz's Inquisitor worships, Alatar. I did not know about Alatar until the Geoff people, because I didn't. A flan deity, right?
Common, yeah, flan, common, mercy, hope, and benevolence.
But I know a lot less about Zodal than I do about Alatar.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that is great. Now I'm going to get that into my campaign.
Okay.
That's good. Yep, that is wonderful.
Huh.
Yep.
Zodal.
Yep, and then we have the.
You think you know everything, and then you don't know.
Well, he's Rouse.
Yeah.
Flunky, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And we have the last, the 25th of Ready Read. It's the Day of Valor and Dedication.
Yeah, that isn't on mine. That's one of the ones.
No, it's not. It's mine. Yeah. But it's I might not invented it originally, but I expanded it to be mine. And it's instituted in the Great Kingdom to celebrate its warriors and especially its knight protectors. That's how it started. Traditionally, clerics of Hieronymus and Hexter led the ceremonies. Nowadays, it's been adopted to celebrate warriors in many of the former Great Kingdom nations and are now spearheaded by the leaders of Shieldlands and the Knights of the Heart. Cool. These prospect knights are dubbed on this day. So the new knights of both of the Holy Shielding and of the Heart, they are dubbed and entered into the order on that day. So that's when and I have it both in Furiundi. In Furiundi, the king comes out that day, and they have a huge tournament in Littleburg every year and at that day, and all the prospect knights and the squires and stuff like that, they have the duel and stuff, and the king comes there, and of course it's kind of set up beforehand, but the public is supposed to get the feeling that that's when the king and the leaders and the nobles choose their new knights to
and this
swear
is in the Great
fealty
Kingdom?
To them. No, it's in Voluna. Sorry, Furiundi.
Furiundi, okay.
Furiundi, Voluna, and it started in the Great Kingdom, but I have
okay.
Since the fall of the Great Kingdom, and the Knight Protectors are now in disgrace and more than anything. So that's been that the festival that started in the Great Kingdom had now moved and now been taken up and. Yeah, exactly. In Furiundi, Voluna, and Shieldlands are now the big staunch.
Oh, so the Knights of the Holy Shielding too.
Yeah,
All
because
right,
But
they all have
not.
roots in
Yeah.
but not what?
yeah,
I was
they
going to
have the
say
roots.
not
Oh, sorry.
in the
The High Folk?
Kingdom of Keelan. No, Kingdom of Keelan, where you can just here sign here. Okay, you're next.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But so I have it that the Knights of the Heart and their shielding, you have
Yeah.
to be a
That's
dedicated
cool.
warrior, and you have to prove your point. But you also, and that's when there's all the squire stuff. You can move up in the echelons of the order on that day, so to speak. So
So
formally,
that is the
that's when it.
25th
Yeah, and I have it that in Furion de Voluna, it's in Littleburg, and you have huge tournament and festivities and stuff that day. So it
Which
starts.
works out great in times of peace. Now, in times of war, when you're in the middle of a war with IUs,
Oh yeah,
I could see battlefield knighthoods a lot.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yes, yeah. But then what you do is that even if you're given it in the field, then you're formally given it in
Oh,
front of
very nice.
thousands of onlookers and stuff like that. So yeah.
So here's my
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Should this order rip that off from the Knights of the Heart and the Knights of the Holy Shielding and make that a tradition too?
It depends on where you see its roots comes from.
Right.
Are the root Iridian? Are they maybe or are they
That's a
Thule?
good question. The
Yeah,
roots
or
are
are they Flan or
neither.
yeah.
The roots are adventurers plus demi-humans.
Okay,
That's
but
the
Okay.
root, so
yeah,
probably
but
not.
the interesting, the area was never part of the Great Kingdom,
Right.
so I would take it that it's much more influenced from Kioish and
Okay.
culture than
Yeah.
and than Iridian culture, because that area was never so I would say
Are we
from the
talking
area
about Altamira?
yeah,
We're talking
meaning
about the Order of Ulick,
yeah,
just
meaning you have
the knighthood.
Kioish and Elven are the big cultures that kind of compete for cultural influence.
And I agree that with that 100%.
Yeah.
Kioish and
Yeah.
Kioish and
And
Elven.
elements.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can
Yeah.
kind of spin off that and find the date you think will fit in the calendar, depending on from these two sources.
Here's my question: is that
Yeah.
Gary, if you're on still, I know you have, if I told him to reboot his router, maybe that would be the problem,
Yeah.
or anyone else. Is there a Kiowish dedication day of
I
knights?
haven't
Okay.
found one yet. But we not
If there
done
isn't,
yet.
Gary,
So
let's create
yeah,
one.
we have a couple of months more. But yeah, but exactly, create one. So yeah. So or take one. So
I'll talk
then
to
we
Gary
have
about that.
yeah, we have Sunseb in the and that is and then we have the
Sunseb,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, and then we have a Mariwid or something like that. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. On the 23rd, and that's a parade of old faith routes consisting of white consumed followers led by white-robed. This is kind of clan-like to me, but it's kind of interesting. But this is also a Horned Society-like. So it's kind of old. They dress in white and they're wearing a horse skull, singing blessings at the doors of village and rewarded with treats. Popular among geophytes, Tenites, Sterix, and as well as the county of Ulick and Greyhawk. So it's an old faith kind of tradition, and to me it's interesting because it's a little bit like we celebrate Northern Europe. We celebrate Lucia. It's a Catholic saint that died on, I think it was in Sicily. She was executed for blasphemy or whatever it was, but she was then made a saint by the Pope. This is old, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And then that saint, for some reason, was celebrated up in the north, in the Scandinavian countries, Sweden in particular. And when Sweden switched to Protestantism over 500 years ago, they actually still celebrated Santa Lucia. And so she became, so they have the Saint Lucia Day when girls in the village dress in white and sing special songs. It's a kind of a get ready for Christmas kind of thing. And they go out in white and they ask for treats and they sing and stuff like that. So I take it that day, right? And it's a month before it's on the it's a month before Needfest or like a week before Needfest. So it kind of fits so there's it sounds to me like that. Old faith. So it's kind of so there you have it. And then we have the days of thought from the 25th to the 28th.
Yeah.
Sacred to devotees of Rao, Deleb, and some sages, spent in examination and study. So I guess it's not that folksy, but more like aristocrats or the high ups, priests and stuff. I guess in Valuna it's probably some days where all the priests and stuff are preoccupied with whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Wow.
then we have the 15, and then we have the last month of the year, meaning Needfest with mummering and all that. Yeah. With the Feast of Telsure. Yeah.
That's yeah. Oh, okay. So is that the Feast of Unreason? There's one says Feast of Unreason here.
Yeah. If I have the Needfest is also known in some places as the Feast of Telsure. This holiday honors Telsure's valiant battle creating winter and celebrates the beginning of winter's waning. In some places, it's interesting because it's like in the middle of winter, so the winter should be harsh for at least a month more. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
So that was a quick going over of the Feast of Unreason as well. Yep. Which is honored by many diverse faiths: Bokob, Lydia, Lir, Noribo, Olidamara, Ralishas, Tritherian, and even Rao and Ius for different reasons.
So Big Alf, I'm still waiting for the code from just so you know, still waiting for the code from Wolfgang. Here comes Grok the Orcon. Still waiting for that. As soon as we get it, that code, we will get you. We're gonna get it to you. You're good for that Cobalt Press winnings. I just Wolfgang hasn't sent it to me yet. As soon as he sends it, okay. Just note.
Thank you, Dimbus.
Yep. I'm caught up in giveaways except for that. Look at that. Oh man, that's scary looking, dude.
That is an awesome Grok the Orc.
Yeah, that is. I want to see him talk. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Holidays.
Gary is I didn't realize that would actually work, man.
This is a toy I've been playing around.
It works really well.
That's really creepy looking, man. It's actually creeping me out a little bit, which is I guess is okay. Wow.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So you know the motion capture from Lord of the Rings?
Okay. Lord.
This is a cheap version of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
It's so cool.
Yeah, man. Excellent. Well, I'm glad you were able to hop on. So what was the festival we're talking about that was in Neo Dra? I lost it already. There were so many of them we went over.
Hang on a second. Yeah, I need to go over them again, and I'll find it somewhere.
Yeah, it probably was Seeker. He was probably Gary was testing it on you. So.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine Rich using that for a company Zoom meeting? Man, oh my gosh, that would be awesome. You'd be like, oh my. So.
Live from Spine Castle.
Live. Oh. So did you like that announcement? Did you hear that announcement of who may be coming on a show in the future?
Rose Estes?
What? No, Rose Estes. No, yeah, you're close. So there you go. Get some FR discussion.
My favorite Greyhawk author.
Yeah. Get some fun times coming on the show discussing a little between Forgotten Realms and Greyhawk. We'll see what happens there. So yes, there'll be blood to play there at Titanic. Yeah, that would be if I did that on one of my group things, man, they'd have my head examined on my job, but that's okay. So, oh wow, you can flip it side to side there. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Yeah, you can make it left or right sided. So, yeah, what was the one in Neil Draw? Now it's going to drive me crazy. Which one it was?
Yeah, I'm going over them and see if I can find which one it was. But yeah,
the Seven Sisters Festival I found amusing.
It's in the Keelland and Ellis that celebrate the Regal Games at Brewfest. So there you have your festival for your order for the Knights of.
Where is it? Where is it one?
It's on God's Day the 4th. It's on Brewfest. Keelland and Allied States celebrate with the Regal Games in Neoldra during Brewfest.
Aha.
So there you have it.
Okay.
And it's also the Feast of Venta in some communities.
Reaping. I'm trying to go through all these notes here because they're in order. Okay.
So it's
past this.
Brewfest. Yep, Brewfest. So it's in fall. Yep.
Yeah, and there's
Two
Meat Fest.
no
It's out of like
equinox.
order.
Yeah.
So it's kind of out. Yeah, this is kind of out of order. So maybe it's alphabetical or Rich Fest.
Yeah, I put it in order in Evernote. I made
Yeah.
tables
All right.
and all that stuff. So yeah.
I will find it.
Yeah.
So thank you for that host. Any of these stick out to you there, Grok, that you want to discuss?
Yeah.
I took the voice effect off.
Just
There we
so
go.
just so we can hear
It's
you.
cool enough anyway. Yep.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
was
at least it
awesome.
was a good time to test it. Yes. Get my son on here and give him
Works
nightmares.
better with the dragon.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
it works well enough with the horned devil or something. What that is? Yep.
So what do you think there, guy? You got any that stick out in your head? Festival wise or holidays? Not really.
What have you guys covered?
Anna went through most of them. Went through
Well,
just
we've gone
rambled
through
through
the
most
whole
of them. If
year.
you want to
Yeah.
elaborate on any of them, please do.
Yeah, we've gone through the whole year here.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot of the year, and like I said, everyone give us a thankful please in chat as well as we're going. For some reason in my notes, I cannot find the specific write up on the one in Brewfest, which is driving me a little insane here on my because I got
I assume you guys covered the obvious that the festivals are tied to the lunar cycle.
Yes, we discussed that and wanted to know. And Assure came up with it. It's not tied to Selene, but to Luna on lycanthropes, full moons.
Yeah. What do you think?
What do you think about that?
Yep.
Well, it would be kind of cool for them to have races tied to different moons.
Races tied
to really throw the players off.
Okay.
Yeah, I have certain
So
things are
wolves.
tied to Luna and certain things to Selene. Yeah.
So Anna, you know why I can't find this one in Brewfest? It's not in my note one. This is added
got
in.
you.
So what was
I
it?
found
What was
it
the name of it one more time?
Hang on a second. Brewfest. It is the Regal Games in the Ultra.
What's the date on it?
It's the whole of Brewfest.
The whole of Brewfest.
Yep.
Regal Games in the Old Draw. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you. Awesome. So an adventure set during Rich Fest and decided the two moons caused different mutations with lycanthropes. That's great. Point mystery. That's a great way to handle it. Because I'm assuming when you have two full moons, it's gonna make make some change in issues. I never even thought about it till this till this discussion with two moons. So yeah. I kind of like this Day of Valor and Dedication idea in Littleburg. I like that, and that maybe for the knighthoods, but it was originally in the Great Kingdom, and then it got moved to the Knights of the Heart and the Knights of the Holy Shielding.
Yeah, they took over. Yeah, they took it over, and that's my kind of spin on it. I think I don't think I invented the day. It's just that I kind of took it over and
25th of Ready Reet.
tweaked it. Yep.
Okay. Gary, how Festival of St. Bane? Anything sticks out there? Who came up with that idea? Do you know?
Interesting. I've never heard of it before.
Really? All right. Well, the Festival of St. Bane is on readying 2 through 7. It looks like, or festival, or at least readying day 2. Go over it again, Anna, if you can, in description.
Yeah, readying. We have the Festival of Bane. Yep, it's on the 1st of readying, on Star Day, the 1st of readying. It's Festival of St. Bane. Yep.
Anything specific going on?
Why?
Yeah, it only says that attempts to turn undead on this date receives a plus level bonus. Plus 1. Yeah.
Very interesting. Someone came up with that idea after the Scott Benny article.
Apparently, yeah.
The day you need St. Bane is the middle of Need Fest.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
That is cool. I love these
Are
notes.
there any orc holidays on
No, I haven't found any orc holidays. You have to come up with some good ones.
There has to be one for like Luthik the Cave Mother. You would think
Oh
like a
yeah, and
reproductive
all
one or
the
something.
yeah,
There has to
yeah.
be.
Oh
Uh,
yes, all the orc stuff and other goblin humanoids.
Does anyone know of in the Elven point of view, Orcish point of view, Gnomish point of view? Are there festivals in any of those articles? I don't remember. For some reason, I want to think that there was some kind of celebration in the Orc one that it's not coming to my head right now. I could be completely wrong on that though.
I'm skeptical
Yeah, I
because
don't.
if
I
there
have.
was, I'm sure it would be in Greyhawk. People would have latched onto it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we would have found
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Huh. Well, there's a lot of them here. And I love how some of them. Go ahead, Gary. What's that?
You'd expect most of the countries to have a national day.
You got cut. You cut up there. I'm sorry.
Most of
Yeah.
the kingdoms. Sorry, most of the kingdoms should have a national day.
Most kingdoms should. Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
That's probably truly correct. And there's some that are ripped off. Fool's Day is ripped off, and the biggest one, Mummergin. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that one.
Yeah.
Someone ripped off. And then this one, Tanabat, the Seven Sisters Festival. Older was entertained by 7 lovely sisters, and my question was, which one came first, the 7 Sisters in Forgotten Realms or the 7 Sisters in this? Probably Forgotten
Yeah.
Realms.
Yeah. I think so too. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because it just sounds too coincidental to me.
Yeah.
Because if this was made in the 90s, the early 90s, that's the peak of Forgotten Realms, the hood, right?
Oh, okay.
That's the peak
yeah.
of Salvatourism and the peak
Yep.
of
Yep. So they
of
probably took
everything and
they
all the
probably-
books out there and Spellfire, right, and all
yeah,
that,
they
right?
reused a
Yeah,
bunch of stuff.
so-
Yeah.
Deities and demigods, my Glubliet. There you go. Look at that, Dave, with a big with
Oh.
one pulls one out. So the god of the goblins and hobgoblins has one based on the new moons.
Ooh, okay.
Seeker, 7 sisters in Greek mythology, and it's probably both of them are taken from that. That's a great point.
Mhm.
So of Tempest in the Thieves World Series. See, it looks like everyone's pulling that from. Huh. Very interesting. All right, so there's one Maglubiot. Isn't Maglubiot and Orcus fighting in hell constantly with their armies? It's
Yeah.
those two, correct? Yeah. And just-
Olaratron.
Grumsh and
Grumsh, yeah, that's what I thought. That's cool.
Yeah,
Maglubiot. All right.
that is a cool one. Yeah.
So let's
Stand against Christian.
do not. He who the one eye sees all, right? You have both your eyes though. That would be really gross
I'm
if you
not a
could.
priest.
You're not a
Can
priest.
you blink?
If he could pop one of his eyeballs out, that would be really disturbing. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. So good.
I've actually turned a lot of this off. You can move everything.
Everything, arms, legs, ears.
Yes.
Wow. Phew.
But then you start facing the wreckage.
Oh man, Maglubiot the Mighty One requires sacrifices of creatures with souls, and these ceremonies usually take place on the nights of a new moon. Well, thank you very much for both of you for that. That is
wow.
so. It's good to see that our great
Awesome.
viewers are digging deep, and that's a deities and demigods reference. So it's actually in there. So all right. I got one. And this is I use this in my game, so too bad. Is the Call of the Hunt a festival ceremony? I
Could
mean,
be.
Yeah.
it is such a fantastic story in the deities and demigods, and I've used it in the Vespi Forest. Yes, was with Master of the Hunt, or you can even use Ceranos in it. That should be a druidic old school old faith festival if you're using that, and that's how I kind of tied it in, because that's a great story in there.
Hey, to look that up.
What's that?
I said, look that up. He's already been in the DMs.
Yes,
Look
yes.
it up.
The Call of the Hunt. Go into if you go into the Celtic. Hi. If you go into the Celtic deities at the very end of in the deities and demigods section, the Call of the Hunt is where the master of the hunt takes his pet. Oh, there's our one cat who's still. It's all right. He's okay. Yeah, the hunt is wonderful story, and here comes Wiley in. Awesome.
Hey.
Yes. It's a wonderful story, and we used it in the I'm going to say 88. It's got to be that long ago. And a crazed druid call hunts a 7th level druid spell, and they start 10 miles away, and it gets closer and closer and closer, and they're these green-tongued warg type things, and the master's got the horns behind them, and what a scary thing that must be coming to see you. But I was just curious if anyone else had used that, because that seems like a true summoning ritual. There it is. Yes. Look at that picture of D's and M's. Who made that picture? I want to get them on the show just because they made that.
Yeah.
Did it say?
Rosloff, they said in the chat.
Rosloff? Oh, okay. Beautiful. Oh, he's rest in peace. Oh, man. That stinks.
But yeah, I mean, there's a whole write-up on it.
There's a whole page and a half, which is a lot for the D's and Demigods book. And if you got to check that out if you haven't seen it. It's probably in Legends of Lore too. It's probably not taken out of Legends of Lore. So there we go. DM Troglodytes, Lazo, Midwinter, Sahagwin, Sikala, Special Tides. Well, Special Tides probably have to do with, once again, it would be a special tide if it was closer to, and everything's circular, not elliptical. So we have to figure that one out. So, Patrick, thanks for that gift sub to Satori.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Rolling right along. All right, Gary. So what do you got going on, man? What else? What other things would you like to discuss here, festival wise or thankful wise? What do you think? He's probably playing with buttons.
Right.
I better turn this off and turn this off.
Oh yeah. This calendar. It's fairly detailed for being so old.
Good point. This is really so Wiley, thank you so very much. It's very detailed. And stick around, Wiley, because I want to talk to you about. We were all going to talk about Gary Con coming up in a little bit. So have your crew stick around for that great discussion. Going back to the '90s. This is really delicious. It's really well done, isn't it? Really, really well done. And there's a lot of detail in here, and there's some stuff added that Anna's added. So Anna's is even more detailed.
Well, yeah, I've just added from some stuff, and I forgot that now I forgot where I put the fishing festival, but it's somewhere, the Velverdiva fishing festival.
I know we talked about that all the way back in Legends of Lore 35, which was 40 episodes
but now I
ago.
forgot where it is, but it's the
If you haven't followed Wally Hobbit, please go over and click on that link and follow him, please. Let's get all of our Greyhawk streamers up there in numbers. Everyone deserves it. Everyone deserves the love. So Gary, are you clicking him back and forth, moving him a little bit and centering him, or is it just part of the program so he moves a little bit?
Yeah, there's a little play in there.
All right, cool. That's neat.
Oh, and he blinks his eyes. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's really. It's actually disturbing. It's like he's staring into my soul.
Yeah.
It's so
you know what I
cool.
mean?
Yeah.
So, oh man. Did you talk about Lammas while I was off? Lammas and Wickrus?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I didn't hear about that one, but that's all right. You guys talked about that. It is extremely detailed, this, and I'm glad that I found it. I went back to my my Legends 35 to find this, and that's where it was. So it wasn't in a place where I would have even known, but I was just trying. I was like, oh, cool, look at this. And so I'll probably look at it in another year, because like I said, my guys, Mike, how about your crew? Would they even care? Do you use dates, regular dates, or do you use calendar?
I used to keep track of calendar stuff and timelines, and now if it doesn't have a plot device reason. we
Right, like a
never
festival or
address
something.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know some mark it down to the day, which is kind of cool. But once again, for me, it's not my God. We bounce around between 20 some different adventuring groups and go back in time, forward in time. Like, for example, we're running Cult of the Reptile God, but then Saturday night they came back to Lorraine, which is months after the adventure that hasn't finished yet because,
Cool.
so it's just like, oh my God, can you imagine if I had to set the time dates into that? Nebula, this is not a word. Nebulosity is a good thing sometimes for a DM, location wise maybe and or time wise. So if you have to place everything in, sometimes you run into conflicts, and so
Yeah.
that's why I don't do it.
That's not a word, human.
Yeah, I know. Showing that Ivy League education off there, Gary, with a word that doesn't exist. So yeah, absolutely. It's fun, definitely. What would be the right
Gar-
word?
Garrick Endell University, class of 90.
Oh my gosh. So are you an Urzen or Orzen or what clan or tribe?
Hell, we never know.
or are you
Never even met my mom.
I was gonna say, or are you a Tim Mongrel the Putrid Tongue?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some odd DNA going on here.
Yeah, I could say so. He gets multiple horns. Oh. Oh yeah, look, Bloodboss like, oh my, what did I come on to? All right, so we got about 20.
I think the classic thing to do to your PCs is have them walk into a town that's celebrating a strange holiday, and the PCs become the subject of the holiday.
Like a Fool's Day, or like the Hunter of Retribution Day. Oh my gosh, that's really disturbing that you bring. Yeah. Wow. Is nebulosity in there in the dictionary seeker? Yes, it's a real word.
That's funny.
Ooh,
Look at that.
yeah.
I thought it was, but cool. That's a great idea to do something like that. But see, it's like
the Wicker Man.
Yeah. But then again, if you have like, oh gosh, I want to make sure none of them are on. Okay, Tom's on. I see Tom, but none of the other ones. If you have like sometimes guys who are fried when they get there, and they just like what happened in N1, they want to kill everyone in the town, whether they're good or bad, right? So my guys. So I got to make sure that like you do that, you don't start, even though they say, oh, we're good alignment, start slaughtering people, harmless people in the town. I can understand where that would be, to really give them an aggravation and a little dig here and there on a festival. Especially if you're in a town that you don't know anything about. That's a really good idea. So I got to remember that one. I got to really remember that one. And the really crazy thing, Gary, is this. So we had a wonderful game on Saturday night, right, Anna? It was a fun time. It was a blast. At the very end, I tell everyone, I just fleshed this out. I didn't write this. Bill's 12-year-old son wrote the outline for this. So I put them through the Murloc in Froggy Myth Adventure, based on a kid coming up with an idea. So there you go. So great ideas can come from anywhere when you're DMing, which is a wonderful thing. So, Gary, what are you thankful for in Greyhawk, man, or in D&D, or Grok? What are you thankful for?
Human women.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of half orcs being made.
Yeah, Big
Try
Al.
not to talk about that.
Yeah, just a paladin poisoning, water poisoning an evil town is not a paladin act at all. I'd say that's an evil act because that is really that's bad. That is poisoning. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's bad.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh, yeah.
gone as a paladin in my mind.
Yeah,
Out
because you
gone.
don't know. Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah,
It might affect innocence and all that.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
I would agree there
Yeah,
100%.
that's really evil,
Hmm.
but a
Yeah,
great idea.
yeah, that's actually because then again, if you're there to clean the town out, then in the future, and you want non-evil people to live there, you've poisoned the water supply, and who knows how long that's a tough one, man, really
Yep.
tough. So, all right, let's get into our little sappy part here. So we can talk about if a festival or a holiday goes in again. So. Anna, you haven't really said much on the thankful area unless I missed it,
Well,
right?
I just said in the beginning, but yeah, I'm so thankful that the
Yeah.
Greyhawk community is such an awesome community. I'm kind of part of other communities too, and they are much tougher in the culture, so to speak. So the Greyhawk community, especially nowadays, it's a wonderful community of a lot of awesome people and much sharing and giving and having fun. So I'm really thankful for that. Yeah.
Really? All right.
Yeah. Hmm.
So keep on going, you guys. I'm going to be here, but I'm going to be doing something that I need to do here. According to, we'll see, we'll see. So
Okay.
keep on going there with you. I will be not. I'm going. I'm going mute.
All right. So I was also going to mention how I'm kind
Yeah.
of thankful for a lot of the content people are putting out, like Carlos is publishing things. So
Yeah.
it's a self-published type stuff.
Yeah.
Worth Journal in print. The shoot, now I'm already drawing a blank. Well, hell, even though it was years ago, Casey has a book. It's in print. I think it's one thing to write like an article for your blog or Cannon Fire, but then to take it the next step and like print Anna's map out. I think it's cool that we have outlets like that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Do other D&D communities
They
go as
do.
crazy as Greyhawk's community
Yeah, but
does?
I think they are. Some of them are probably as good as ours at least, but some of them are more like hysterical because they also have I think Greyhawk is different in compared to like D&D 5e and some other communities because we are now old and mature community.
Yeah.
A lot of people here have been here for decades, and some of the other communities haven't been
Old.
because this. Yeah, because the settings or whatever they are kind of connected via hasn't been around that long. So and remember, the Greyhawk community hasn't always been like this. That was a lot worse. Go back 20 years, and it was yelling and screaming and and various things.
So we
happening.
should be thankful that we have a very
Sometimes.
Yeah, I think we
good
should
community.
be because it's more calm and productive rather than hysterical and combative and competitive. So yeah.
Well, it might be because we have orcs in the community.
Yes, we have orcs in the community. They kind of keep an eye on us and make sure we don't screw up too much.
Tell me where these other communities are. I'll put them on the end of my spear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know.
Yeah, but it's also interesting to see. I wonder how much crossover, meaning I'm kind of very much rooted in the Greyhawk community, but thanks to mapping and stuff like that, I'm a little bit tied into other communities just a little bit. But the I wonder how many people are dedicated in the Greyhawk, or how many kind of, oh, I'm interested in this a bit, and then I do that some bit, and kind of they are more all over the place. That is
I
kind
don't
of.
know.
Yeah, because some names I see all the time, so I wonder they can't have time to be interested in so many other things. But on the other hand, some of them probably do.
Focus.
They're kind of, yeah, we have the crafting community, for instance, but that's kind of an obvious add-in to whatever game you're playing, that you want to kind of create stuff to do. Ooh, look at
You
that.
are, Wiley. You are.
Wow,
Oh my
that
God.
is awesome. Yep.
That's
Yep.
That is great.
I
Yep.
saw my buddy Longitalos in the chat,
Yeah.
a fellow soul.
wow.
Yep. We need to up our games now. We need to now. You know
I'll
what we need
say.
to do
I'll say.
for yeah for Halloween or something. But missed that.
I was gonna say, I wish Tim could see this because I
I
feel
can
like he
see
needs to step up his game here.
we can watch it afterwards. Yep.
Yeah, please keep on signing up for the drawing. Thank you very much for the gift sub there.
Yeah.
So that is cool. Really, really cool stuff, Gary, coming on there. So I know that would freak out. You can maybe freak back Eric Mona in that game down the road with that. So now I see where it was, Anna. I had one page of this that printed out that flipped out on the floor. And the one I was like,
that's where you had the
Of
Regal
course.
games.
it is. It's
yeah,
right
stuff.
here. Yeah, yeah.
See, there you go.
Unbelievable.
There you
So
go.
yeah, I had the page I was looking for. I was like, it's not here. It's not here. Well, that's why. So
There you have it. Yep.
Dragon.
that's really cool.
So as Gary plays around with his various forms, Enoch is right. The grateful for the technology. I know for a long time we were kind of relegated to IRC and forums and whatnot. And now we got like voice, we got video, we got more interactive platforms.
Yeah, both for communicating, but also for content creation, content sharing, and stuff like that. So the whole across the board technology have helped so much, and just like be able to stream games, 3D printing, you name it. Meaning the technology have helped role-playing games on so many different levels. Almost whatever, no matter what kind of style of game you're running, technology can help you run it, not only during the pandemics, but even if you're old school miniature players, computers and 3D printing can do miracles to enhance your games. So even if you never allow a computer near your games, computers can still, and then if you want to stream it like Jay is doing, then computers and internet technology is important for your games too, even if it's not important for the game per se, so to speak.
Well, that's true. I mean, there are, so for example, with that, we upped our game once as we started streaming, but we've been playing with miniatures, tabletop, hardcore like this.
Yeah.
I mean, we started in the late 80s, but we really went hardcore in this probably in 92, 93, that era, when we really, really, when I got the 8 foot by 8 foot table. Before that, it was, we do it on a kitchen counter, and we'd have the mats, and we'd have some limited, but really went into this at that point, and just the technology, and all you know with these giveaways now, we have 2 3D print companies that are sponsoring us, and that it's just getting, the stuff that's coming out now is amazing. So the technology's coming along there. I'm really excited about the future for just the visuals, but then you got to have everything else. You got to put it all together. So you put it together with the Greyhawk campaign, and you put it together with some good storylines, and that'll be that's part of the fun. That's part of the fun.
For me, it's all the new cool tools that I can use to visualize the world, what it looks like, maps and stuff. That is, even if it become a bit of a stalled thing right now for some various reasons. It seems like all the software development have kind of ceased the last 6 months, and nothing really happens due to pandemic and
which is
also
surprising.
things like that. So it's, but even when the tools we have, and now there's new cool hardware coming too that makes it possible to produce it so much faster. So
Bill puts, and great players.
Oh, that is a great point. Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah, I played my first Roll20 game this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Who was the DM, if I may ask?
Rich Longitalo.
Oh,
Cool.
where was it set?
We were not supposed to know,
Oh,
but
okay.
the Crystal Miss
Oh, okay.
G2
Ah,
G2?
Frost Giants.
Aha. Very, very cool. Well, that's nice. Well, I guess it's a higher level. Roll 20.
Yeah, high level.
Good. Did you like it?
And we're playing in Rich's homebrew system.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The Giants are deadly, very monstrous.
They're Leonard Giants, or they're worse than Leonard Giants.
yeah.
That's good. That's good. And is it a weekly thing?
Monthly, I think.
Monthly. All right, still. He got you
Well, the
out. He
point
got
is,
you out there. So,
roll 20 is kind of neat,
I will. There.
and I hear there's better stuff.
Roll 20. So some people like Roll 20. Some people like Fantasy Grounds. It's something to be thankful for, because without that, and there's a couple others out there too. Foundry, I think, is another one, right?
Oh yeah,
if
and
you
D20
didn't-
Pro, and now there's probably like 20 of them now, and more seems to pop up. So
If you
yeah.
did not have those, you'd be doing a lot more theater of the mind. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but a lot of people don't like playing theater of the mind, and it would be very difficult to be playing and during this pandemic, and it would really
And you can, yeah,
Yeah,
and you
it's a
can
great
share
thing.
your screen using Zoom or Discord or Skype or
Yep.
something, and put a webcam and point it downwards and draw on tiles or pieces of paper, or use miniatures on your
there's ways.
desk or something like
Absolutely.
that. So there's various other ways like that too that you can kind of, or try and use a mix of the two. So yeah.
Yeah, Kai Brightwings Collect Astral Tabletop's another one too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And the RP Tools is a free one that has been around for 20 years almost, one of the first ones, and it's kind of an open source or free one. rptools.net, I think, is the address. It's kind of a little bit, like many of them, they're clunky to learn, and they're difficult to learn often, but once you've invested a lot of time into one, most of them can be fantastic, but they are really, some of them are more, or some of them are less tricky to get into, but they all have quirks and difficulties and hurdles. They're not among the easiest tools to use by far.
Right.
And I've tried to learn about 5 of them, and so far I've failed, not miserably, but at least halfway through. I've been more frustrated than they've been useful. So I still dedicated to somehow run it, but it's not easy, and I learn new software for a living, and I'm kind of frustrated. So, but it's just that I don't want to have to learn a difficult software. I want the damn thing to work. So I'm kind of, it works backwards in my opinion often, but it depends on the style of game you're running or whatever. So it's kind of, it's kind of difficult. They don't function the way I want them to.
So a good point for Blood Wild Steve. If you want to try and test it out, I think Roll20 is free to start, so that's where you want to start. Fantasy
Yep.
Ground. Now, Fantasy Grounds is good, and we've had Mike Celestian on, before,
Oh, yeah.
and talked to him, because Mike does all the coding and has 2E Adventures. Night Below's even on there now.
Yeah. Fantasy Grounds is
Shokanth, Temple of Elemental Evil.
Yeah.
You can get them on Fantasy Grounds in 2E.
Yeah, I think Fantasy Grounds is the best for the reason of the biggest marketplace, and also the most powerful tool of the bunch. But on the other hand, it's a steep learning curve. You can't just, first of all, you have to purchase some. You can try it out for free, but then it doesn't really work as a DM tool. You need to pay at least a little bit of money to use it. But as a player, you can use it for free if the DM has a license for it, so to speak, to run the game for you. Then you don't have to pay for it. But the depending on what license your DM is having. So if a DM has the ultimate license, the players don't have to worry about it. But so Fantasy Grounds can be awesome if you put the dedication into it, but you have to create the adventures and the maps, and you have to put things in there. It doesn't require that much programming, but it requires kind of the work of getting it in there. And it's a quirky program to learn because it doesn't look and function like other programs. The normal computer buttons and stuff aren't there. And then another one, now there's a coming rising star in the VTT market, is Foundry VTT. It looks super modern, super cool, super sleek, but it and it can do, when it comes graphically, it seems to be the best tool by far. But on the other hand, it requires a lot of scripting and some it's for new nerds that can speak programming as part of their that vocabulary. I think it might be the one for them. And you can integrate with a whole bunch of other tools like the D&D Beyond and stuff like that in a way you can't with a bunch of the other ones. So it's very powerful, but just like Fantasy Grounds, it has a threshold you need to get over in order to run it properly. And
We use Fantasy Grounds on our Monday game.
Oh yes, they do. They do. It costs 50 gold to get a license for Foundry VTT. So yep. So it's really cool, but it's a little bit more visual and stuff that and looks sleeker, more modern than Fantasy Grounds, and it works. It's the hurdles are a bit different, and both of them are super powerful. But the Foundry VTT doesn't have a marketplace like that. It's more like communal efforts and stuff. So if you just want to purchase modules, old school and whatever, then go with Fantasy Grounds. But if you're willing to put in the work and figure out and do things and want to have something, then you can either go Fantasy Grounds or Foundry VTT. And D20 Pro I haven't used in a long time, but it was kind of an alternative to Fantasy Grounds in many ways. It was kind of very novel with using Fog of War and stuff. They were among the first ones. I haven't seen that much development lately and heard that much about it. So it's a little bit on the sidelines at the moment. So yeah, Astral or one seems to be simple and cool looking, but not having all the bells, whistles, and stuff like that on the
16 months, Sean. Geek
Yeah.
Days. Thank you.
But there is a cool one coming
you.
out now that is just it's on Patreon that I started to pledge for because I couldn't resist the looks of it, and that's
Ooh.
Battle Map IO.
Oh,
It's full 3D, and it looks gorgeous, but it's very early, so it's not ready for play yet. I download you can run it in the browser, and they also have an app, and I've tried it both, and as soon as you start clicking on things and getting enthusiastic, it crashes, so it's not ready for prime time yet. But it looks awesome. It looks like the best tool ever, so to speak.
Huh.
And then there are the tabletop simulator is another one that is fully 3D. You can even use VR in it, and it's for board games, role-playing games, and whatever. And I haven't used it. It looks cool, but it looks a little bit silly in some ways too. And it simulates rolling dice and have markers, and you can play Monopoly or whatever game you want in it, so to speak. So I don't know how well it actually works for role-playing games, but it has a lot of capable stuff, and it emulates the whole, you get a virtual table with all the stuff on it, dice and DM screen and everything, miniatures and stuff like that. Battle Map IO is more like high tech. It's more like a computer game where you can build the world and you can put the miniatures in there and the monsters and the trees and everything in there and then run and then just move them about. And so it's like a digital version of the tabletop that Jay has on his table, but it's a computerized version of it, so to speak.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, so it's kind of super cool, but that one is probably a year before it's really useful, but it's something you could look into and support if you want to. Foundry VTT is also on Patreon if you want to support that. So yeah.
Think of that, how thankful and lucky I am that I have my players that can still, to this day, most of us stayed local, and we can still get together, even through this pandemic. So far, no issues with anyone. Being careful, but it's just
a luxury you have. Few people have.
And it's just, and that's probably why a lot of the stuff is so developed. It just same players, same group, and Tabletopia and TTS, good stuff for board games. I think isn't Gloomhaven on TTS Is that the one I'm thinking of? That
That might
tabletop
be.
simulators. Gloomhaven's kind of like a D&D style game.
Yeah.
Frosthaven and Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that seems to be a very
And
popular
tabletop
game.
simulator is a fully, it's not a running in a browser or anything. It's you buy it, purchase it on Steam, and it installs like a computer game. So
Yeah.
that is something I think is good, because usually virtual tabletops are so advanced and require so many functions, so they should probably run natively and not in a browser. So that is something that I think it's good that Fantasy Grounds is that way too. For instance, Roll20, that's one of the problems with Roll20 is that it runs in a browser. It's both a good thing because you don't need a software, you don't need to install anything, you just start it in a browser. The problem is that the browser runs out of memory and it hogs, and you have to have servers in that end, that you have to have a super good internet connection, and things are streamed real time. So all of a sudden it gets out of sync and you have to refresh it, and that happens quite often when you play. So it's a pro and con, whatever. Yeah, you have pros and cons with everything. But Roll20 is the easiest to get into, I think.
Yeah, well, you use VTT locally, especially now. You don't want, I can understand that. I mean, some people are more comfortable with it. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm playing the Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. You guys familiar with it? No spoiler. No, I am not, because I don't run those long arcs. Craig, so I can't really give you any information on it. But I am going to put this out there, Gary. I heard a rumor. A bird told me that we're looking to do our own Greyhawk campaign arc storyline coming up. Did I hear that correctly?
I disbelieve.
What was that? I can't even.
I said lies.
I don't know. I'm just amusing myself.
He doesn't like you now.
So that's not true, or that is a rumor that cannot be confirmed.
Yeah.
And the guy can neither confirm nor deny that Sean Reynolds gave me that adventure I ran last night.
Yeah.
So, all right. Why don't we go around and do some shout outs, and if anyone else wants to say, hey, some thanks, that's wonderful. Everyone knows, please, I will not be on my normal Thursday night tomorrow night for Thanksgiving. That was last night. We switched it around, and so. Mike, what's going on, man? What do you got going? What do you got cracking?
Well, over at Greyhawkery, I have some comments about the latest Tasha's Cauldron of Everything book. Go and read that if you're curious. Otherwise, I'll probably have another Ring of 5 Questions column up here tonight.
I saw Eric's. That was great. Right? Eric Mengi?
That was an old one. That's one of my original runs.
Okay.
So David Leonard's been going back and reposting some of the old original interviews I did.
Okay. But
for the fan interaction one, the next one should be a doozy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got those, and not really. Yeah, not a problem, Gaetano. Otherwise, don't really have much else going on. I'm just gonna relax for this holiday and take it easy.
Any game going on this weekend?
Maybe.
It's like who's home, who's doing stuff. One of those kind of things.
We did make characters for Sunday. I'm angling towards a. This is 5th edition, by the way. So
okay.
I like playing rogues, so I got another rogue I'm working on.
So nothing from that new book.
No. This is this is Descent into
Avernus. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not DMing?
No.
Oh, I get to play a little bit. That's a good thing.
I'm not currently DMing anything.
Okay. It's always good to play around a little bit, right? So. I play very rarely, so you need to. Sometimes you just got to do it. And it's always a good thing to change it up a little bit. So Avernus, I know nothing about that either. So, always good to know, not know things. So next, so what's going on, Gary? Man, what do you got cooking here, man?
always stuff. Boy, there's a big delay in this software.
Yeah.
We're about to release our module map
Yes.
that
Awesome.
has
Oh, wow.
all the modules published for Greyhawk.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That is great.
So, well, we'll post something when it's ready.
Nice. Are we? So how far is it?
And
All
of course,
first,
the postcards.
right?
Postcards.
Sorry.
All first and second edition, or how many? Like, does it go all the way up third, fourth? I mean, how far up do we go?
All
in Greyhawk?
editions.
Okay.
All the modules in Dungeon Magazine. The only thing missing is Living Greyhawk.
Because there's so much of it.
Yeah.
Better just to get it started, and then you can tackle that down the road.
All the ones in Dungeon. Oh, that is awesome.
That's going to be a lot.
Yeah. What's the link for your tournament game? The one where your team took on other teams. Oh, okay. Question. I'll give that to you in a second, Blood. I'll give that to you in a second.
Get it when you
go
get
ahead.
to yours. Yeah.
What? That sounds awesome, Gary. To do that, I can't wait.
We're also down to the last few countries on the postcards.
Okay.
And we're going to probably be sending a search party for James soon.
I will get it. I have nothing going on this weekend. Okay, so well, I say that and something came up today. I was planning on doing one today, and then I put out all those ads for the Gary content. I got bombarded. So yeah, I got 3 to do. So we're missing. Is everything done? But those 5. That's it. Finished.
No, there's a couple of others, but
Okay.
But it's pretty close.
Okay. So I will do Principality York next. All right. It'll get done shortly. Promise. All right. So look for
and
that.
I might as well pull a J.
Do it.
Get to commit to working on Greyhawk with me. About it, Mike.
Say again.
Work on the City Hawk post.
And there's blank stares because you're chopping so bad.
Yeah.
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 Oh, this sucks.
Heard that.
Yep. Yeah, we heard that. Yep.
City Hawk? Is that what I heard?
The City of Greyhawk postcard.
Oh, okay. There we
okay.
go. There we
Yep.
go. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I like that project idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That needs to get done. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's left? What locations are left? Anyone know? Rich, do you know? Yeah.
Okay.
Shieldlands.
How is the Shieldlands still available?
I know. I said I would do
Okay.
it, but
We don't know.
to do it. I
Okay.
mean,
We'll see if I can dig into it. Yeah.
County of Ernst, which is funny because we 2 weeks we have Duchy of Ernst Living Greyhawk
okay.
people on.
Yeah.
So how do we get
Now, I'm
that?
a little hesitant about doing Spindrift. That could be dicey, right?
Yeah. To me, it's a kind of a mystery out there. So yeah.
Yeah, my wife doesn't do postcards. Doesn't do Christmas cards very well. I don't know when that happened. So that's a great stuff. Gary, really cool. I mean, it's good to see that it's all coming together. And what about the distance traveled? When do you think that'll be ready? For like between cities, like time frame. I saw that DM was working on.
Yeah, we should test something next month.
Okay. That's good. Next month is in December, or next month is in January, because it's almost December. In December?
Fireseek.
Okay.
Awesome. I'll do the Shieldlands if Anna doesn't. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Please.
Josh, there you go. You just volunteered yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You volunteered yourself. That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Cool. Good to hear, Gary. Appreciate that. Anna, what's going on with you?
I'm back again in Greyhawk from all my Midgard adventures the last, I don't know, forever, so to speak. So, but now I haven't heard anything from Cobalt Press, so now I'm back in Greyhawk again, and my campaign is ramping up. We had a first kind of get together, virtual get together, this Sunday, and discussed characters and backstories, and I presented the village of Aldet and its surroundings, and to the players. And I've also worked hard on backstories and on my 1,000 square mile map of the Southern Shield lands is coming together. And there is one more. I put a blog post on my Patreon today where I kind of presented a little bit more thoughts and stuff, not so much technical stuff, because there is one change I want to make. There's one quality issue with the main rivers, and I actually solved that issue 9 months ago and then forgot about it. So I'm going to go back and redo that part. So it's going to, but I will probably keep these renders because it's not that bad. But I can see the difference. So I'm going to upgrade the other areas and make it look a little bit better. And so that is coming along. And I'm also starting to use a tool called Legend Keeper. I used to do Realmworks, used to use Realmworks for Lone Wolf development, but that kind of stopped being
Yeah,
developed. So I
developing it.
moved into, yeah, so I moved into to use a campaign tool
Oh my gosh,
called
look at that.
Legend Keeper. That I It's also early days for that tool, like every other tool, apparently never ready, but it's good enough and it works. It's really cool. So that way I can share my maps and put stuff in there. So it's starting to gear up to being good. So I will spend the next 6, hopefully 10 weeks, if I'm lucky, just working on this full time, and just put in hours, logging hours in Facebook, World Machine, and doing all sorts of other updates and campaign stuff and so on. Because the idea, there's with running a campaign, there are 3 purposes. One is to, for me and my players, to have fun. The other one is to get my new, be a baptism in under fire for my new generation of Greyhawk maps, to see what they're up to, that they actually work in live play, and that I can add and tweak and do all that stuff in that it actually works. And thirdly, it's the so it can set the quality precedent for the future. And there will be content, because all the maps, all the basically all the content will be available on my Patreon and my website and stuff as the campaign progresses, so to speak. So there will be village maps, town maps, area maps, handout maps will come too. That's the other fun part. I will, as part of the new generation of Greyhawk maps, the handout maps, the hand-drawn maps is not going to be an afterthought. They will actually be integrated in the whole process. So I have some interesting ideas that I'm going to work on my scribble and Wacom style and other things, to see if I can what kind of cool. I have some interesting ideas to develop it. So we'll see how effective it can be. And now we have some awesome cool monsters here. That is super, super cool.
Super disturbing. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah, you could you have to come and play an NPC in my campaign with that thing. That is super cool. This is
That'd
awesome.
actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You're invited. I have some creepy NPCs I need done professionally and properly
Just
here.
a
So
bit
yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we had a couple questions, and it's
Yeah.
Pathfinder 2E, right? And
Yes,
then
it's Pathfinder 2E with some house rules built
yeah,
into it. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
then the question was, how long has it been running?
Oh, it hasn't been running. We only did first of 2 session 0. The first session
Yeah,
0 is to present the background story, meaning the village, the background stories of the characters, where the characters are from, etc.
nice.
And the second session 0 will be to stat them out and get the character sheets and all that set up, so to speak. And then we'll see, the third will be the first session will be actually get into actual role play and roll dice and stuff. So yeah. So it's set in the village of Aldet. It's in a village in the southern Shieldlands that is in the area that has been occupied by Ayus for 15 years. But now it's starting to, things are changing in that part, so to speak. So it's one of these, it's in the Syrian hills. It's an area that is kind of off the beaten track. It's not on the frontiers between Ayus and Shieldland, so it's kind of a forgotten little area. So that hasn't got too much attention the last decade or so. It's been an area where various refugees have run and hide, and the Ayusian priests that run the place are the priests that are the laziest bunch around, that don't want to be in any hot, messy situations. So they're just trying to escape the old ones as far away as they can, but still not be persecuted and stuff. So it's kind of an interesting place in a kind of borderland dark zone thing. And then you have the cult of the tree, that's the old faith, and the druids and the flans are around in the area. And then you have Morgenstaller the Red, he's also starting to raid in the area too.
Oh,
And
Casey would like that.
no one knows really if he's on Ayu's side or if he's not. So, and then you have the fanatics, that's what the Ayusians call the Knights of the Holy Shielding. They call the fanatics. So they tell every villager that if the fanatics don't like you, they will chop your head off immediately. So they try to scare them
nice.
above the and the Ayusians, they are called the Old Ones, so, and he's the Old One. So they never mention his name. So he's the Old One, and the Ayusian priests are the village elders or the Eldermen. So that's how the empire is presented, so to speak. And they keep and now they have killed off and so many villagers that there are not that many left. So now they're in the precarious situation that they can't really kill anyone more, because the few people that are still alive and able-bodied are needed in order to produce food and to guard and protect the village. So the priests are now in a bind. They can't just go around killing more people just because. So they have to have some sort of truce between them and so on. So but the priests are the ealdormen of the village are terrified of both the fanatics and also of the higher Ayusian priests that run the more that comes now and then to check that they actually work on stuff. And they also had to hand over enough resources for the Old One himself, and he demands bodies and souls and money and no what. So the priests are now in a bind. They have to either go out and find someone to kill and hand over, and it's starting to get iffy in lots of different ways. And there is also political change in the area too. And the two skull crows are the guardians of the village, and their eyes and ears that go around looking for things. So that's a little bit of the backdrop for the start of the campaign.
Cool. So I'm closing out the giveaway for the Treasures of Greyhawk. One drawing tonight, so someone's going to get lucky. You just got to be on. Closing it out. Let's see who the winner is tonight. And by the way, I can't mail it tomorrow. It'll probably be Friday because of Thanksgiving, and I just zapped everything. Hold on. That was me. You hit the wrong button and you everyone's still here, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's alive. I just,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
whoop. Widgets, CloudBot, giveaways. Here we go. Winner. Oh my God, Casey won.
I knew it. I was
Yay!
going to say he was the last person in there.
Shenanigans.
I was going to say.
My gosh. Oh my gosh, Casey.
DQ him.
Reroll. Thanks, Casey. Nope.
Okay.
He said he's got an original. There you go. That was nice of him, everyone.
Attaboy.
That was very nice. Here we go. Reroll. Yes, and please check out Great Babe's Kickstarter there. We posted new winner. Rich Longitalos.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good, Rich? Is Rich on?
Shenanigans.
That'll be on.
Yay. Okay, Rich.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Good deal.
You owe me. It's fine.
Nice. All right. So what's going on in my world? Well, there's no game tomorrow night. We have. Let me flip through these here. So we got. They're all out of order now. Sunday night. Tabletop game flow and rules tweaks. Everyone says I don't understand how you know what goes with a group initiative, so I'm going to explain it. I may have Bill the Master Crafter and the ever mysterious Tim joining Anna and me for this discussion. We shall see, and maybe some other people too. But we're going to do that on Sunday night and talk some rules that we use a little differently than the normal Joe out there, and so it'll be a campaign-based one for discussion. Let me turn this thing where it's automatically scrolling them. It drives me insane while I'm trying to talk here. All right, so next Wednesday, the first family of Greyhawk. Who's that, Gary?
In campaign or outside the campaign?
In Greyhawk. Who would you say is the first family?
The Gygaxes.
No, I'm talking about in the game, in the campaign.
In game, yeah.
In game.
Story.
In world, so to speak, yeah.
Oh, the Ivids.
No.
Oh, yes.
I was thinking
Yes.
Grazits, Igwolf, and Ayus.
Family tree.
The family tree.
Yeah.
And Drellsna.
The family tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk
Yeah,
about
that-
we're going to talk about them. We're going to go to the IU. We really haven't discussed IUs that much. Igwolf and some things, and yes, Aethix and Drellsna and Drugazits and where they're coming around from. We're gonna give that a shot. Yes, exactly, Morpheus, and that'll be next week. So I already decided tonight we're gonna raid dragons in the dining room because they've agreed to and jumped in. He wants to do as many streams as he can, so we're gonna return that favor. All right, and then next Thursday we continue with Against the Cult of the Reptile God. They slammed through Santa. That's funny. They got through the Temple of Marika, and now they're heading into the southern Narlia swampy area there to go into the dungeon of the reptile god, Explicata Defilis herself. And that'll probably be 2 more weeks of that. So thanks, Patrick. I'm thankful for you, and I'm thankful for everyone on here as well. I agree 100%. Next Wednesday, after next, 2 weeks. Living Greyhawk, Duchy of Ernst. So we'll have them coming on thanks to Casey. So we have that going for us. Yes, well, I guarantee we'll talk some about that book too on that first Wednesday, definitely. Lots of neat things because Mike has a tidbit that he doesn't know if he's going to share with us or not. So
I have to get the book until next week.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna keep that one.
All right. The fundraiser event Underdark Uprising is the 19th and 20th of February. The schedule is tentative right now, and it looks like I misplaced it, so he beat me. So right now, the mornings are open. Wily Hobbit will be one of these. I'm not sure which one, Friday or Saturday, but Prayers Rejects at noon. This is Eastern time. Friday, Prayers Rejects at noon. Choler Games at 4. Blue Box at 8 p.m. Okay. On Saturday, Wicked Studios at noon. Diehard Gaming at 4, and then I am at 8 p.m. on Saturday to finish that off. And we'll have some others. We may have some others before or after, but we're gonna have probably 8 streams, so that'll be a blast and a half. Underdark Uprising. It'll be a great fundraiser. I'm hoping we raise my goal is $4,000. We did $2,500 with only five streams last year. Let's jump it up more than that. And then lastly, I blasted this everywhere. It's ready to go. Virtual Greyhawk Adventures is the final name we came up with after 12 changes.
Mm-hmm.
And annoying the hell out of everyone there.
Yep.
The type events are set. Please get with me first before you put something in. There's type event 05 is Virtual Greyhawk Adventures RPG. Type event 10, Virtual Greyhawk Adventures Seminar / Stream. but I don't want anyone putting them in as a stream, because what we're attempting to do is I want every stream to have signups so that we get the community involved further, so that people who want to play in a game like a Blue Locks game or a Carlos game or mine, there's room for them, one or two, right? So talk to me about that before you put in stuff. I know Indicarus already put his Zeef games in RPG. Alan Growy's going to put some stuff in shortly. We're gonna have a lot of content. I'm working on a master schedule for the streaming. They want 24-hour streaming going on over the 4 days. Well, that's a goal. That's a target, but we'll see if we get there. So you need to put yours in, Casey.
On the Australians.
I have one. So last night, Arminan is a New Zealander, and he wanted to work to do some stuff for us. So I haven't talked to him beyond last night, and then Antipodian D20 is another one. So we're working on that. So all right, great, thanks, and we're going to crank this up. Coming for Gary Con, I'm excited about it. Let's raid into. Let's raid into Dragons in the Dining Room real quick, and we'll see you all Sunday night. All right, that'll be a good one. Let me. Do you think Jay will hit a wrong button again? Probably. Oh, I can't hit a button. Remember, that doesn't work. So we'll go here. So, all right, let's raid in. Here.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Yeah, Mike. Everyone enjoy their Thanksgiving, please.
Yes.
Be safe and have fun, and please enjoy it.
Yeah,
Let's see here.
Just giving if nothing else.
Raid. All right, starting it up. Let's see if we can get to 50. Close, almost 50. Awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya. 49. That's good. Over doubles our audience.
Hey, Mike.
Great. Look at that.
So, is that a question Guy had for Mike?
What was that?
Yeah, I noticed he had. Oh my God, this is driving me crazy. He had the mute symbol on for a while. Does that mean we could hear him, but the stream couldn't?
He had the mute on because I think he had background noise, right, Mike?
Yeah,
Well,
I think so.
Yeah, so just turn it off.
Okay.
Let me get this off here. If you're still on the channel, good night. See you soon.